Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of artificial intelligence, where two groundbreaking projects are capturing the spotlight. Google's Gemini project and Mid-Harvard's FAN system are here to reshape the landscape of AI as we know it. Kicking things off, let's talk about Google's Gemini project, a visionary creation from Google DeepMind. This ambitious endeavor is set to redefine AI's boundaries, creating a universal AI capable of handling any task using diverse data types. Imagine a world where text, images, videos, and more seamlessly intertwine within an AI's capabilities. What makes Gemini truly special is its incorporation of AlphaGo's techniques, reinforcement learning, feedback-based training, and tree search. These techniques empower Gemini to tackle a wide array of challenges across various domains. But the real showstopper is Gemini's architecture, enabling it to tackle different data types concurrently. Unlike some AI systems limited to text, Gemini effortlessly handles images, videos, and audio. This opens up endless creative possibilities. So, what's Google's motivation behind Gemini? Threefold, my friends. Firstly, enhancing existing tools and products like their chatbot Bard and search engine. Imagine getting answers in various formats almost instantly. Secondly, Google possesses a goldmine of data from YouTube, Google Books, and more. This data treasure fuels Gemini's training, yielding innovative results. Lastly, Google plans to offer Gemini to users of its cloud platform. Imagine businesses and developers harnessing its capabilities for projects ranging from education to content creation. Mid-Harvard's FAN system host. Now, let's shift gears to Mid-Harvard's FAN system, an innovation revolutionizing robotics. Imagine robots tracking objects effortlessly in real time using just a camera and simple queries. FAN takes a bold step by embracing vision transformers, a variant of transformers renowned in natural language processing. These VITs process images like sequences of tokens, capturing relationships between different parts of an image. FAN's magic comes alive as it enables real-time tracking and segmentation of objects and videos. Imagine instructing FAN to follow a red ball with a simple description, image, or even a click. The exciting future. As these projects evolve, the future of AI becomes more thrilling and transformative. Gemini's promise of seamless AI interaction across data types and FAN's potential for dynamic robotics and automation, both are shaping our tomorrow. Imagine a world where AI isn't confined by data type limitations and robots adapt to your needs with simple instructions. These advancements pave the way for a more accessible, creative, and efficient future. And there you have it, folks. The remarkable Gemini project and the revolutionary FAN system are two game changers in the realm of artificial intelligence. Our journey today leaves us excited for the future where AI transcends barriers and robotics becomes more intuitive than ever before. If you found this video as captivating as these AI projects, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you won't miss any updates from our AI Infused channel. Thank you for joining me today. Remember, the world of AI is evolving rapidly, and we're here to keep you at the forefront of these exciting developments.
So, Microsoft has launched a new AI, Cosmos 2, which not only improves how we interact with AI, but also takes multimodal AI technology to a new level. Ever wished for easier ways to chat with AI, like using pictures instead of long text? What if your AI could understand and respond to images just as you do? What if you could ask your AI to draw something for you, or to explain what it sees in a picture? Well, that's exactly what Cosmos 2 can do, and more. But before we dive into the details of this amazing model, let's first get some background and context on what multimodal AI is and why it matters. Multimodal AI is a type of artificial intelligence that merges different kinds of data like text, images, videos, and sounds. Its aim is to build AI systems that can understand and create content from various sources, just like humans do. In the past, AI systems could only manage one type of data at a time. For instance, some could process text, while others could handle images or sound. But they couldn't mix these types of data or relate them to each other. However, this has changed with the creation of multimodal large language models, MLLMs. They use another type of AI model known as large language models, LLMs, like GPT-3 or BERT, to understand and generate different kinds of data. LLMs convert all these different data types into a form they can understand called tokens. This way, they can work with multiple types of data at once and generate mixed content, much like we do in our everyday life. Last year, Microsoft unveiled Cosmos 1, a groundbreaking multimodal language model, trained on large-scale web data containing text, images, and their combinations. It excelled at tasks like writing stories from images, creating image captions, and answering questions about images. However, Cosmos 1 had its limitations, particularly in understanding and connecting visual information. To illustrate, when you see an image of a dog chasing a ball in a park, you instantly understand the scene and can describe or locate elements using words or coordinates. On the other hand, Cosmos 1 struggles with this. It can turn the image into tokens but can't truly grasp its meaning or link it to other data types. It can generate text based on the image, but can't point to specific areas in the image using words or coordinates. It can't visually respond, such as highlighting the dog or ball, nor answer questions requiring visual reasoning, like the dog's distance from the ball or the ball's color. Now, Cosmos 2, the latest version of Microsoft's MLLM, introduces a feature called grounding. This feature allows Cosmos 2 to interact with images more accurately and meaningfully, using words or coordinates to refer to specific parts of an image. Like, drawing a circle around a dog or labeling a ball chasing. Grounding works by creating hyperlinks between parts of an image and its description. This allows it to connect images with words, almost like a game of connect the dots. When you click on a part of an image, it can show you the matching word or sentence that describes it, and it works the other way around too. Here's how it does this. First, Cosmos 2 imagines a picture is like a checkerboard, breaking it up into squares. Each square gets a special tag, like Lock11 or Lock34. These tags are then added to the picture's description at the right spot. Let's say a picture shows a dog chasing a ball. If the dog's head is in the square tagged as Lock11, the sentence describing the picture would read, "A Lock11 dog is chasing a ball in a park." When you click on Lock11, Cosmos 2 highlights the dog's head in the picture, and vice versa. This way, Cosmos 2 makes it easier to match words with parts of a picture, helping people and computers understand each other better. Grounding makes Cosmos 2 more dynamic and precise than other machine learning language models, MLLMs, enabling more human-like interaction. Wondering how Cosmos 2 acquired this ability? It learned from a training method known as next word prediction. The model predicts the following token based on given text. For instance, given the words "a dog is," Cosmos 2 may predict chasing. Unlike other models, Cosmos 2 can predict not just text, but image and location tokens as well. When given a token like A, it might predict an image token IMG. The model can then generate an image like a dog chasing a ball, and continue the sentence based on this image. The model was trained on two extensive corpora, Leon 2B, which contains 2 billion image text pairs, and Koyo 700M, a text-only corpus with 700 million entries. Cosmos 2 learned to convert images into tokens, generate text from images and vice versa, and use location tokens for grounding. Thus, by learning from diverse multimodal data, Cosmos 2 is equipped to handle various tasks efficiently. Let's quickly review how Cosmos 2 performs and its practical applications. Cosmos 2 excels in tasks such as identifying phrases in images and processing language. It consistently outperforms other models. For example, in locating phrases in images, it achieves 91.3% accuracy, compared to the best other models' scores of 78.4% and 86.7%. But what makes Cosmos 2 special goes beyond its performance. Here are some practical uses. Grounded picture captioning. Cosmos 2 can generate detailed captions for images, marking specific regions with location tokens. This can help people with visual impairments understand images, assist students in learning new concepts, and enable content creators to craft more immersive stories. Grounded visual question answering. It can answer questions about specific regions within images, denoted by location tokens. This is handy for users looking for detailed information about an image, researchers extracting insights, or customers making image-based decisions. Grounded visual reasoning. It can perform logical or mathematical operations based on specific regions in an image. This has potential in helping solve image-based puzzles, teaching mathematical skills, or providing a foundation for game developers to create new challenges. This AI has countless uses and benefits tailored to your needs, and honestly, the potential is limitless. But don't take my word for it. You can try Cosmos 2 for yourself and see what it can do. Microsoft has released an online demo of Cosmos 2 on GitHub, where you can interact with the model and test its capabilities. You can upload your own images or use the provided ones, and you can ask questions or give instructions to the model using text or voice. You can also see how the model creates hyperlinks between image elements and caption tokens, and how it provides visual responses. The demo is very easy to use and very fun to play with. You can explore different scenarios and tasks, and see how Cosmos 2 responds to them. And you can also compare Cosmos 2 with other MLLMs or unimodal models, and see how it performs better than them. I highly recommend you to check out the demo and experience Cosmos 2 for yourself. You will be amazed by what this model can do, and how it can change the way you interact with AI. The link to the demo is in the description below. Go ahead and try it out and let me know what you think in the comments section. I would love to hear your feedback and suggestions. And that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. And don't forget to hit the bell icon to get notified when I upload new videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
An insider at Google has just leaked several important details surrounding the Gemini AI project, revealing the model's alleged size, architecture, abilities, release date, and more. Plus, researchers have just revealed the latest soft robotics and text-to-3D breakthroughs. But first, let's dive into Google's Gemini project, which won't just be a single AI model, but rather a collection of AI models that are intertwined. This suggests that Google is using a model architecture approach, which combines multiple expert AI models with various capabilities to achieve much more complicated tasks. In practical terms, this could mean that Google intends to offer Gemini in different sizes, catering to various device requirements, all while ensuring speed. But what really sets Gemini apart is its multimodal abilities, allowing it to understand and produce both visual and text data. Furthermore, as Gemini is trained on YouTube video transcripts, it may even possess the ability to generate short videos, resembling the functionalities of Runway ML or Pika Labs. Moreover, Gemini will boast significantly improved coding capabilities over competitors like GPT-4. Google also plans to integrate Gemini into its existing products gradually, meaning that Google users can expect to see Gemini's impact in popular applications like the Bard chatbot, as well as in productivity tools like Google Docs, Slides, Mail, and more. Excitingly, Gemini will even be accessible to AI developers through Google Cloud later this year, and while the exact number of parameters remains uncertain, there are strong rumors suggesting that Gemini will have a parameter count in the trillion range. As the ongoing training of Gemini is confirmed to have utilized tens of thousands of Google's powerful TPU AI chips, the Gemini team emphasizes that their model combines the strengths of AlphaGo type systems, but with the exceptional language capabilities of large models. Additionally, Google states Gemini will include groundbreaking innovations and abilities that are yet unmatched, and they intend to release the model in the next few months during the fall season of 2023. Meanwhile, researchers at the University of Coimbra in Portugal have recently developed a groundbreaking soft robotic hand that addresses these challenges. Published in Cyborg and Bionic Systems, their innovative design combines soft actuators with an exoskeleton, created using scalable techniques. This breakthrough promises to make soft robots more affordable and easier to fabricate, paving the way for new possibilities in the world of robotics. The primary objective of this research was to develop a safe and affordable soft robotic hand that could be deployed on a large scale. By utilizing a carefully designed structure and several different materials, the team successfully replicated the appearance and functionality of a human hand. The robotic hand consists of 5 soft actuators, each corresponding to a finger, and an exoskeleton that enhances finger flexibility. Equipped with an on-off controller, the hand can maintain specific finger bending angles, enabling it to effectively grip objects of varying shapes, weights, and dimensions. One of the key advantages of soft robotic systems lies in their ability to coexist with humans and animals in various environments. Unlike their rigid counterparts, soft robots are less likely to cause significant damage or injuries in the event of collisions. This makes them a safer option for both outdoor and indoor settings. With the development of this new soft robotic hand, the researchers not only prioritize safety, but also aim to fuel new research and innovation in the field of robotics. The researchers have already conducted simulations and experiments to evaluate the performance of their robotic hand, with the initial results being highly promising, as the hand successfully grasped numerous objects with different shapes, sizes, and weights. Interestingly, the integrated design fabrication system even utilizes finite element analysis to optimize the design prior to fabrication, which is also a significant advancement. This system increases the accessibility of soft robotic hands while reducing costs and minimizing time-consuming design fabrication procedures. Looking to the future, the possibilities are endless. The soft robotic hand developed by this team could be used by academia and individual roboticists to test new artificial intelligence, algorithms, and computational tools, driving advancements in robot abilities. Moreover, the design itself opens doors to low-cost fabrication of humanoid robots, capable of assisting humans with their everyday activities. But the researchers' journey doesn't end here. Their next focus is improving the fabrication of soft actuators and sensors, as well as integrating artificial intelligence to enhance the robot's control system. With each step, we move closer to a world where soft robots seamlessly integrate into our lives, revolutionizing the way we interact with technology. And in yet another recent breakthrough, researchers at ByteDance, the parent company of TikTok, have just unveiled MV Dream, which stands for Multi-View Diffusion for 3D Generation, and this cutting-edge diffusion model is shaking up the world of 3D rendering, generating some of the highest quality 3D objects using simple text prompts. And aside from quality, it sets itself apart by also overcoming two major challenges faced by alternative approaches. The first challenge is known as the Janus problem, where generated images often exhibit multiple faces or inconsistent features. The second challenge is content drift, where objects change their appearance depending on the viewing angle. To tackle these obstacles head-on, the researchers at ByteDance have employed a unique training method. Instead of relying solely on prompt image pairs, MV Dream is trained using a diffusion model called stable diffusion and multiple views of 3D objects. By rendering a vast dataset of 3D models from diverse perspectives and camera angles, the model learns to generate coherent 3D shapes rather than disjointed 2D images. To showcase the model's versatility, the team conducted an experiment using Dream Booth, a tool that allows MV Dream to learn new concepts. In this experiment, MV Dream successfully generated 3D views of specific objects, such as a dog, using text prompts. And while MV Dream has demonstrated impressive results, there are still limitations to be addressed. The current resolution of 256 by 256 pixels restricts the level of detail achievable, and the model's generalizability is somewhat limited. However, the researchers at ByteDance have high hopes for future developments. In order to further enhance the quality and style of 3D renderings, the team envisions employing larger diffusion models, such as SDXL. They believe that with increased model capacity, both resolution and generalizability can be significantly improved. Additionally, extensive training with new datasets may be necessary to truly push the boundaries of what MV Dream is capable of. MV Dream opens up exciting possibilities for various industries, including gaming, architecture, and design. ByteDance's groundbreaking work with MV Dream is undoubtedly pushing the boundaries of what is possible in the realm of AI-generated imagery, and the future holds great promise for further advancements in this field.
Hi guys! Google is gearing up to completely revolutionize the AI industry with a new project they've been working on, and it goes by the name of Gemini. Gemini, short for Generalized Multimodal Intelligence Network, is Google's latest leap in the field of artificial intelligence. Unlike traditional AI models that are designed to handle one type of data, Gemini is a multimodal intelligence network, capable of processing multiple types of data and tasks simultaneously. This includes text, images, audio, video, 3D models, and even graphs. But Gemini is more than just a single model. It's a network of models, each contributing to the overall capability of the system. This network architecture allows Gemini to handle a wide variety of tasks without needing specialized models for each one. The different models in the network collaborate, sharing information and learning from each other, making Gemini an incredibly versatile and powerful AI tool. What sets Gemini apart? Gemini has several advantages when compared to other large language models like GPT-4. First off, it is just more adaptable. It can handle any type of data and task without needing specialized models or any sort of fine-tuning. Plus, it can learn from any domain and dataset without being boxed in by predefined categories or labels. Gemini's creativity. One of the most exciting aspects of Gemini is its creativity. Unlike other AI models that are bound by the data they've been trained on, Gemini has the ability to generate novel outputs. This means it can create content that doesn't necessarily exist in its training data, making it a powerful tool for creative tasks. For instance, if you ask Gemini to generate a story or a piece of art, it won't just regurgitate something it's seen before. Instead, it will create something unique based on the patterns and structures it's learned during training. Moreover, Gemini is not limited to a single modality. It can generate outputs in different formats based on user preferences. This includes text, images, audio, and more. So whether you want a written report, a visual diagram, or an audio narration, Gemini has got you covered. Gemini's capabilities. When it comes to capabilities, Gemini is a real game changer. It can perform a wide range of tasks that are more varied and complex than those of other large language models like GPT-4. Here are some of the tasks Gemini can handle. Multimodal question answering. Gemini can answer questions based on multiple types of data. For example, it can answer a question about a text document using information from an associated image or video. Gemini can summarize long pieces of text, audio, or video content. This is useful for quickly understanding the main points of a document, lecture, or meeting recording. Gemini can translate content between different languages. But unlike traditional translation models, it can also translate between different data types. For example, it can translate a text description into an image or a 3D model. Generation. Gemini can generate content in various formats. This includes writing essays, creating images, composing music, and more. Perhaps the most impressive capability of Gemini is its ability to reason. It can combine information from different data types and tasks to make assumptions and draw conclusions. This makes it a powerful tool for problem-solving and decision-making tasks. The future of AI with Gemini. Gemini is not just a new AI model, it's a glimpse into the future of AI. With its multimodal capabilities and creative prowess, Gemini is set to redefine what AI can do and how we interact with it. Imagine a world where your digital assistant doesn't just understand your words, but also the images or videos you show it. You could ask it to find a recipe based on a picture of a dish, or to summarize a video lecture you don't have time to watch. That's the world Gemini is helping to create. But it doesn't stop there. Gemini's creative abilities could revolutionize fields like art and music. Imagine an AI that can create unique paintings or compose original songs, or a virtual tutor that can generate educational content tailored to each student's learning style and preferences. And let's not forget about Gemini's reasoning capabilities. With Gemini, we could have AI systems that don't just follow pre-programmed instructions, but can actually understand and solve complex problems. This could be a game changer in fields like healthcare, finance, and logistics. In short, the future of AI looks exciting with Gemini. We're likely to see more applications and services that use Gemini's capabilities to provide better user experiences and solutions.
Tech companies worldwide are on a quest to create the ultimate do-it-all model. Google's latest secret project, Gemini, is all the rage right now. And today, we're going to deep dive into 9 of the best juicy leaks that will blow your mind. 2 major paywalled articles from The Information and The New York Times revealed these insights into Google's new brainchild. But that's not all that's happened lately. Aside from the everything model from Google, there are 4 other major AI developments that are set to reshape the future. So, stay tuned as we uncover the latest in the world of AI. Google's Gemini model. Gemini is a large language model that combines the latest capabilities of ChatGPT-4 and the strengths of AlphaGo-type systems to create AI images based on text descriptions and voice commands. According to the first couple of leaks, Google's Gemini is turning up the heat in the world of AI by going head-to-head with its formidable rivals Midjourney and Stable Diffusion. Now, it wouldn't be so hard to outperform Midjourney's version 5, considering their 11-member staff, compared to Google's vast resources. But this is where things get super interesting. Integration of video and audio into Gemini. Gemini's integration with video and audio is what makes it different from market competitors. It's no secret that Gemini has been trained on YouTube video transcripts. For example, imagine you're a mechanic and you're trying to figure out what's wrong with a car. Well, if you make a video of the problem you're trying to diagnose, Gemini can help you do that based on the video provided. Simply put, it's like having a virtual assistant in your pocket that can see and hear. Sergey Brin's involvement. Aside from the terrific minds behind Google Brain and AlphaGo's DeepMind, the tech giant's co-founder Sergey Brin's involvement in the project has made headlines all over the tech world. He's one of the masterminds behind Google, and he's not just overseeing the project this time, he's actually working on the front lines to revolutionize the tech industry once again. His involvement with Gemini is not just symbolic, but it echoes a strong message about how important the project is. Gemini has the potential to actively shape the future of AI, and it's a good thing Google's got his insight, experience, and innovative thinking on board. Think of it as having Usain Bolt on your track team for a relay race. You're bound to win if that happens, right? Well, that's exactly why Brin's addition to the team adds a layer of excitement and anticipation to the project. But it's not just Sergey's wonderful brain that's the star of the show. Google's lawyers are keeping a close eye on the whole thing too. Legal evaluation of training data. It's not unconventional for lawyers to be involved in a project as huge as Gemini. Google's the top gun in the business, and legal scrutiny is expected too. But here's the twist. The lawyers at Google are closely evaluating Gemini's training, urging researchers to remove any data that comes from the textbooks. And yeah, that sounds a little weird, but here's why it's happening. Say you finally found a recipe for the perfect chocolate chip cookies, but then someone tells you you can't use the ratio of those ingredients anymore. Basically, the reference you had is now gone, and any secrets that came with it are gone too. Now, the lawyers argued that removing the research treads very close to ethical considerations in AI training. While developing groundbreaking technology is important, navigating the legal landscape is also something to consider. The move by Google's lawyers is a wake-up call to the industry to set precedents for how AI models should be trained, and that legal compliance shouldn't just be an afterthought. It's integral to the whole development process, and intellectual property and copyright shouldn't be overlooked. Plus, by removing crucial textbook data, there's a layer of mystery surrounding Gemini, making it even more intriguing than ever. It's almost like the program's a puzzle waiting to be solved, and the tech world is eagerly waiting for the big reveal. Google's expansion into various writing styles. Just like how Google has generated enterprise-based products, with its new AI program, the tech giant wants to give Inflection PI a run for its money. Google's already pushing for Genesis with the executives at the Times, for a software for journalists that can generate news articles, rewrite them, and suggest headlines to help journos out with their work. Similarly, now it's working on tech that not only can draft critiques, but Gemini will also be able to generate quizzes and word and number puzzles, like your own personal writer. Google's DeepMind's role. Back in April 2023, together with the creators of AlphaGo, Google brought together its deep learning AI unit called Google Brain and AlphaGo's DeepMind together to create Google DeepMind, which is exactly where Gemini is being developed. The rationale behind the product is simple. Google wants to make sure that its products like Google Docs and Google Slides are able to push to the top and remain as resource-friendly as possible. Google will be able to produce graphics using text descriptions and even control software using voice command. Now, aside from being a tool that can enhance productivity, Google's DeepMind is exploring the world of AI beyond mere computation. They're not just creating a smarter AI, they're redefining the technology as we speak. And that's exactly why, aside from creating a personalized pocket writer, Gemini will also be able to design the next generation of semiconductors using AI. So, you see how Gemini is an everything model, not just because it's a genius mathematician or a creative writer, but it's also an innovative engineer, all incorporated into one system. Now, aside from the Gemini saga that has the world at the edge of its seats, there are plenty of other developments in AI that have taken the world by storm. 100x GPT-4. Mustafa Suleyman has just made an interesting revelation that's caught everyone's attention. In an interview with Barron's, Suleyman was asked about the kind of innovations he expected to see in large language models over the years, and his response shocked just about everybody. He claimed that he and his team are about to train models that are 10 times larger than GPT-4, and after that, they're going to move on to training models that are 100 times larger than GPT-4. For Mufasa, this is what the future, or the next 18 months, looks like, and there's no doubt that everyone is excited about it. AI video upgrades. The last update on this video is about the AI video upgrades, courtesy of Runaway Gen 2. And when you see this clip of Barbie Oppenheimer, you'll know exactly why Andrej Karpathy called it filmmaking 2.0. Speech transcription and generation. In order to enhance accessibility across social media platforms, there's a new tool available at less than $100 for deaf people that allows real-time speech transcription. This means if there's a person online who's gone live from their channel, whatever they say gets transcripted in real time and is displayed on screen so that it's easier for the deaf community to interact with the OP. Not only that, but adding to this fascinating technology, 11 Labs has also expanded their voice AI to multiple acceptance cases, using templates from cartoons, video games, audiobooks, and even ASMR to develop long-form synthetic speech in just about any format you want. Universal jailbreaks. Aside from breakthroughs to ensure accessibility, there has been another breakthrough in AI security, and that's universal jailbreaks for large LLMs. According to the published research, traditional jailbreaks are different from this newer version because the new ones are built in an automated fashion. This means an unlimited number of attacks can be built to target open source models. But it was found later that since some strings transfer too many closed sources, publicly available chatbots like ChatGPT, Bard, and Claude are at risk too. However, Inflection AI's Mufasa Suleyman doesn't seem too bothered by the jailbreaks and has guaranteed that his AI is not vulnerable to any of the attacks. He provided many examples on Twitter as proof, and for sure, it's one of the tougher models to jailbreak. Watch these videos as well. Hit that subscribe button, like, and drop a comment below to let us know your thoughts. Tech companies worldwide are on a quest to create the ultimate do-it-all model. Google's latest secret project, Gemini, is all the rage right now, and today we're going to deep dive into 9 of the best juicy leaks that will blow your mind. 2 major paywalled articles from The Information and the New York Times revealed these insights into Google's new brainchild, but that's not all that's happened lately. Aside from the everything model from Google, there are 4 other major AI developments that are set to reshape the future. So, stay tuned as we uncover the latest in the world of AI. Google's Gemini model. Gemini is a large language model that combines the latest capabilities of ChatGPT-4 and the strengths of AlphaGo type systems to create AI images based on text descriptions and voice commands. According to the first couple of leaks, Google's Gemini is turning up the heat in the world of AI by going head-to-head with its formidable rivals Midjourney and Stable Diffusion. Now, it wouldn't be so hard to outperform Midjourney's version 5, considering their 11-member staff, compared to Google's vast resources. But this is where things get super interesting. Integration of video and audio into Gemini. Gemini's integration with video and audio is what makes it different from market competitors. It's no secret that Gemini has been trained on YouTube video transcripts. For example, imagine you're a mechanic and you're trying to figure out what's wrong with a car. Well, if you make a video of the problem you're trying to diagnose, Gemini can help you do that based on the video provided. Simply put, it's like having a virtual assistant in your pocket that can see and hear. Sergey Brin's involvement. Aside from the terrific minds behind Google Brain and AlphaGo's DeepMind, the tech giant's co-founder Sergey Brin's involvement in the project has made headlines all over the tech world. He's one of the masterminds behind Google, and he's not just overseeing the project this time, he's actually working on the front lines to revolutionize the tech industry once again. His involvement with Gemini is not just symbolic, but it echoes a strong message about how important the project is. Gemini has the potential to actively shape the future of AI, and it's a good thing Google's got his insight, experience, and innovative thinking on board. Think of it as having Usain Bolt on your track team for a relay race. You're bound to win if that happens, right? Well, that's exactly why Brin's addition to the team adds a layer of excitement and anticipation to the project. But it's not just Sergey's wonderful brain that's the star of the show. Google's lawyers are keeping a close eye on the whole thing too. Legal evaluation of training data. It's not unconventional for lawyers to be involved in a project as huge as Gemini. Google's the top gun in the business, and legal scrutiny is expected too. But here's the twist. The lawyers at Google are closely evaluating Gemini's training, urging researchers to remove any data that comes from the textbooks. And yeah, that sounds a little weird, but here's why it's happening. Say you finally found a recipe for the perfect chocolate chip cookies, but then someone tells you you can't use the ratio of those ingredients anymore. Basically, the reference you had is now gone, and any secrets that came with it are gone too. Now, the lawyers argued that removing the research treads very close to ethical considerations in AI training. While developing groundbreaking technology is important, navigating the legal landscape is also something to consider. The move by Google's lawyers is a wake-up call to the industry to set precedents for how AI models should be trained, and that legal compliance shouldn't just be an afterthought. It's integral to the whole development process, and intellectual property and copyright shouldn't be overlooked. Plus, by removing crucial textbook data, there's a layer of mystery surrounding Gemini, making it even more intriguing than ever. It's almost like the program's a puzzle waiting to be solved, and the tech world is eagerly waiting for the big reveal. Google's expansion into various writing styles. Just like how Google has generated enterprise-based products, with its new AI program, the tech giant wants to give Inflection PI a run for its money. Google's already pushing for Genesis with the executives at the Times, for a software for journalists that can generate news articles, rewrite them, and suggest headlines to help journos out with their work. Similarly, now it's working on tech that not only can draft critiques, but Gemini will also be able to generate quizzes and word and number puzzles, like your own personal writer. Google's DeepMind's role. Back in April 2023, together with the creators of AlphaGo, Google brought together its deep learning AI unit called Google Brain and AlphaGo's DeepMind together to create Google DeepMind, which is exactly where Gemini is being developed. The rationale behind the product is simple. Google wants to make sure that its products like Google Docs and Google Slides are able to push to the top and remain as resource-friendly as possible. Google will be able to produce graphics using text descriptions and even control software using voice command. Now, aside from being a tool that can enhance productivity, Google's DeepMind is exploring the world of AI beyond mere computation. They're not just creating a smarter AI, they're redefining the technology as we speak. And that's exactly why, aside from creating a personalized pocket writer, Gemini will also be able to design the next generation of semiconductors using AI. So, you see how Gemini is an everything model? Not just because it's a genius mathematician or a creative writer, but it's also an innovative engineer, all incorporated into one system. Now, aside from the Gemini saga that has the world at the edge of its seats, there are plenty of other developments in AI that have taken the world by storm. 100x GPT-4. Mustafa Suleyman has just made an interesting revelation that's caught everyone's attention. In an interview with Barron's, Suleyman was asked about the kind of innovations he expected to see in large language models over the years, and his response shocked just about everybody. He claimed that he and his team are about to train models that are 10 times larger than GPT-4, and after that, they're going to move on to training models that are 100 times larger than GPT-4. For Mufasa, this is what the future, or the next 18 months, looks like, and there's no doubt that everyone is excited about it. AI video upgrades. The last update on this video is about the AI video upgrades, courtesy of Runaway Gen 2. And when you see this clip of Barbie Oppenheimer, you'll know exactly why Andrej Karpathy called it filmmaking 2.0. Speech transcription and generation. In order to enhance accessibility across social media platforms, there's a new tool available at less than $100 for deaf people that allows real-time speech transcription. This means if there's a person online who's gone live from their channel, whatever they say gets transcripted in real time and is displayed on screen so that it's easier for the deaf community to interact with the OP. Not only that, but adding to this fascinating technology, 11 Labs has also expanded their voice AI to multiple acceptance cases, using templates from cartoons, video games, audiobooks, and even ASMR to develop long-form synthetic speech in just about any format you want. Universal jailbreaks. Aside from breakthroughs to ensure accessibility, there has been another breakthrough in AI security, and that's universal jailbreaks for large LLMs. According to the published research, traditional jailbreaks are different from this newer version because the new ones are built in an automated fashion. This means an unlimited number of attacks can be built to target open source models. But it was found later that since some strings transfer too many closed sources, publicly available chatbots like ChatGPT, Bard, and Claude are at risk too. However, Inflection AI's Mufasa Suleyman doesn't seem too bothered by the jailbreaks and has guaranteed that his AI is not vulnerable to any of the attacks. He provided many examples on Twitter as proof, and for sure, it's one of the tougher models to jailbreak. Watch these videos as well. Hit that subscribe button, like, and drop a comment below to let us know your thoughts.
The AI realm is exploding with breakthroughs this week, and we're diving deep into the epicenter of all the action. First up, Amazon's Alexa has gotten a major upgrade and now sounds more human than ever. TikTok's rolling out new AI labels, Microsoft is launching an AI helper called Copilot, and Google DeepMind's AlphaFold has won a prestigious prize for its work in predicting protein shapes. YouTube creators, get ready for some cool AI tools, including the Dream Screen feature. Meanwhile, Google's AI chatbot Bard got a massive update, and OpenAI's DALL-E 3 is changing the game in image generation. In the world of cryptocurrency, an AI-created digital coin named AstroPepex has made a splash. Researchers in Japan have developed AI that understands chicken emotions. Yes, chicken emotions. And a recent survey by EDX reveals some surprising views on AI from CEOs. And before we dive in, remember to subscribe to my channel to stay updated with all the latest AI news and developments. Alright, starting with big news from Amazon this week. They've just given Alexa, their voice assistant, a cool makeover. If you've got an Amazon smart device at home, you're in for a treat. With this update, Alexa sounds more like humans. It chats more naturally, understands better, and even sounds a bit emotional at times. No more awkward pauses or robotic replies. This change is Amazon's way of stepping up its game, especially with so many chatbots out there. Everyone's talking about the power of AI these days, and Amazon wants Alexa to be at the forefront. The experts at Wired had a chat with the folks at Amazon, and they're pretty excited about where things are headed with this tech. So if you're into gadgets or just love a good chat with your voice assistant, keep an eye on Alexa. It's getting smarter and more conversational by the day. Alright, now Microsoft's launching a cool new AI buddy called Copilot, making your tech life way easier. It's like a friendly helper on your computer, helping you find stuff, learn, and even create cool content. This AI is coming to Windows 11, Microsoft 365, Edge, and Bing, so you can chat with it pretty much anywhere. So Copilot makes Windows 11 super powerful. It can find files, set reminders, send emails, and help with homework. Plus, it brings fun features to apps like Paint and Photos, letting you create and edit pictures like a pro. And it also makes Bing and Edge smarter too. It remembers your chats and makes searching way more convenient. helps with online shopping, and even lets you create awesome images with the integration of DALL-E 3 by OpenAI. And for those who create, there's a watermark feature to show it's your work. In Microsoft 365 Copilot brings the AI chat, making apps like Word, Excel, and PowerPoint even better, helping with documents, data, slides, and emails. Lastly, for the designers, there's a special tool called Designer. And for those who love visuals, a new gallery feature in File Explorer. And if you're into teamwork, check out Surface Hub 3 with Copilot, making brainstorming a piece of cake. So, get ready to welcome Copilot on September 26th with a free update. Whether you're on a PC, mobile, or web, it's going to be a game changer. Next, Google DeepMind's AI program, AlphaFold, led by Demis Hassabis and John Jumper, has won the Lasker Science Prize for its groundbreaking work in predicting 3D protein shapes. This big win hints at a possible Nobel Prize in the future for AI research, as many Lasker winners have previously received the Nobel. Protein folding is essential because proteins, which are life's building blocks, rely on their shapes to function correctly. While traditional methods take years to figure out these shapes, AlphaFold does it in minutes. Last year, the team shared over 200 million predicted protein structures, boosting various scientific research areas. AlphaFold was trained using 170,000 protein sequences and their known structures. In 2018, it entered the CASP competition, an event where programs predict protein structures. Although it initially faced challenges, by 2020, AlphaFold won the competition. Experts believe AlphaFold's impact on science is massive. Looking ahead, the team aims to tackle more significant challenges that can lead to large-scale advancements in science. All right, now, YouTube has introduced 5 new tools for video creators. One of the coolest features is Dream Screen. With this, you can type in a description like "panda drinking coffee," and YouTube's AI will create a background video or image for you. This is great for YouTube Shorts, where you can then add your own video on top. They're also using AI to give creators ideas on what videos to make. This new AI Insights feature looks at what your audience likes and suggests video topics. Searching for the perfect song for your video? YouTube's new assistive search will use AI to help you find the right music quickly. For those who watch videos in different languages, there's an automatic dubbing tool. This lets viewers switch between the video's original language and AI-created translations in their own language. Lastly, there's a new app called YouTube Create. It's like TikTok, allowing you to edit videos on your phone with fun options like text, stickers, and voiceovers. Overall, YouTube is making it easier for creators to make and edit content with the help of AI. If you're into making videos, these tools might be worth checking out. Okay, next, Google's AI chatbot, Bard, recently got a big update and seems to be outpacing OpenAI's ChatGPT. So what's the buzz about? Firstly, Bard can now connect with Google apps like Gmail, Drive, and YouTube. Imagine asking Bard to pull an email or suggest a trip route without hopping between apps. It's your new digital buddy that can read your emails, help draft responses, or even find documents in your Drive. Planning a trip? Bard can pull flight info, show maps, and even suggest travel videos. If you're stressing over getting the wrong info, Bard has this cool new Google It feature. Just give it a click, and it will double-check its answers straight from the web. And hey, you can even customize how Bard chats with you. Whether you like it short and sweet, long and detailed, funny, or straight to the point. The best part? It isn't just for English speakers anymore. It now speaks over 40 languages and is available in more than 230 places worldwide. So, more people can use it for learning, translations, and exploring global topics. Comparing Bard with ChatGPT, Bard's integration with Google tools, its fact-checking feature, and multi-language support give it a strong edge. Next, OpenAI's new tool, DALL-E 3, is a game-changer in turning words into images. It's the latest version, and much better than its previous one, DALL-E 2. It even beats other popular tools like Midjourney and Stable Diffusion XL in quality and design. What's cool is it works with ChatGPT, so you can easily ask for tweaks in your images, but DALL-E 3's journey started back in 2021, improving with each version. It uses a method called latent diffusion to make these images. Yet there are concerns. Artists worry about AI copying their styles, leading to copyright issues. Big names like John Grisham are even suing OpenAI. So, OpenAI has set some rules for DALL-E 3. It can't make certain types of content or copy a living artist's style. They're also building a tool to see if DALL-E 3 made a picture. However, it's not all smooth sailing. There are still debates on who owns AI-made images and how to protect original art. Okay, next, a developer used AI to create and launch a digital coin named AstroPepex. In just one day, it brought in $12 million. This wasn't a random name. Actually, ChatGPT picked it after studying popular coin names. The developer, known as Croissant Eth on Twitter, combined ChatGPT with a script to make digital coins automatically. The AI used information from top tokens on Uniswap and data from CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko. Some test coin names included Inuverse and Quantum Pepe, similar to famous coins like Dogecoin. After naming the coin, ChatGPT teamed up with DALL-E to design the coin's image. The cool part? Once the coin is made, the AI doesn't own it. All the coin supply is put on Uniswap, a trading platform, with some Ethereum added. This idea was inspired by a digital artist named Rhett Mankind, who made a coin called Turbo, which became worth over $50 million. But the new method uses even less human help. Croissant Eth said the AI wrote the contract code and plans to make an easy-to-use platform so others can make coins. Many have already tried it, and it's expected to become even more popular. All right, next. Researchers in Japan, led by Professor Adrian David Chuck from the University of Tokyo, have developed an AI system that they say can understand the emotions of chickens by listening to their clucks. This technology, named Deep Emotional Analysis Learning, uses advanced algorithms to interpret emotions like hunger, fear, and excitement in chickens. The more it listens, the better it gets at understanding the birds. To test the AI, scientists studied sounds from 80 chickens. With the help of animal experts, they linked these sounds to specific emotions. The results were promising, but the team notes that different chicken breeds and environments might affect the AI's accuracy. Also, chickens communicate in other ways, like body language. Although the research is yet to be reviewed by other experts, it's an exciting step in understanding animals better. Chiok believes that knowing how animals feel can help create a better world for them. This AI breakthrough might soon be used for other animals too. And finally, a recent survey by online education platform edX reveals that 49% of CEOs believe AI could take over most of their tasks, and 47% think it might be beneficial. The poll involved 1,600 US workers, including top executives and non-executive employees. Anant Agarwal, the founder of EDX and a professor at MIT, says many executives see AI as a game changer, potentially even bigger than the internet. While AI could manage routine tasks, certain essential CEO qualities like creativity, teamwork, and vision can't be easily replaced by machines. However, AI's impact isn't limited to CEOs. The survey indicates that by 2025, nearly half of the current workforce's skills might become irrelevant, and many aren't ready for this shift. While only 20% of non-executives feel AI could replace their roles, top executives are actively seeking employees proficient in AI. A significant 87% of them find it hard to hire AI-skilled workers. Interestingly, only 24% of employees are learning AI skills at their present jobs, and 39% are considering leaving their job for better AI training opportunities. Especially among Gen Z, 62% are acquiring AI skills to outperform peers. Agarwal's advice: worry less about AI replacing your job, and more about colleagues with better AI skills outpacing you. All right, that concludes this week's AI news. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and click the bell icon to stay updated on all my future uploads. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next one. AI headlines have been off the charts this week, and we've got a jam-packed episode for you today, covering all the greatest news in AI. First, we'll dive into the unveiling of Falcon 180B, the new large language model that's shaking up the AI scene, and see how ChatGPT's website traffic has been faring. Then we'll explore Opera's new AI chatbot for gamers, Aria, and marvel at MindViz, the system that's bringing our sci-fi dreams to life by turning brain scans into visuals. Ever dreamt of a digital sidekick for your techie endeavors? We'll introduce you to Open Interpreter. Meanwhile, Microsoft teams up with Paige for a game-changing move in cancer detection, and Snapchat unveils its imaginative AI feature named Dreams. Stay tuned as we also discuss the AI creator Ghostwriter's new song and dive into Dubai's latest AI campus, a potential new Department of AI in the US, Zoom's AI companion rollout, IBM's Granite series, and last but not least, meet Pibot, the world's first humanoid pilot robot. So sit tight, grab your snacks, and let's dive into this week's AI whirlwind. All right, let's start with new large language model. So TII released a new large language model called Falcon 180B on Hugging Face, and it's a big deal in the AI world. It's the biggest open source model available, with 180 billion parameters. It's even better than other models like Llama 270B and OpenAI's GPT 3.5 in some tests, and is as good as Google's Palm 2 in others. Training Falcon 180B was a huge job. They used 3.5 trillion tokens from a dataset called Refined Web, and it took around 7 million hours on Amazon's powerful computers. Most of the data came from the web, but they also added in things like conversations and technical papers, which helps the model understand a lot of different topics. Falcon 180B isn't just a bigger version of the older Falcon 40B. It uses some of the same smart techniques, but it's also been specially trained to chat and give instructions. It's really good at what it does, even when compared to models that companies keep private. You can try out it on the Hugging Face website. However, if you want to use it for business, there are rules to follow. They want to make sure people use it the right way and for good reasons. Overall, Falcon 180B is a big step forward in AI, and it could change a lot in the field of language models, but it's important to use it responsibly. Okay, next. OpenAI's ChatGPT has seen fewer people visiting its website for the third month in a row. In August, the number of people visiting the ChatGPT website went down by 3.2%. with a total of 1.43 billion visits. This comes after 2 months where visits dropped by around 10%. People are also spending less time on the site. Back in March, visitors stayed for about 8.7 minutes, but in August, they stayed for only 7 minutes. There's some good news though. The number of different people visiting the site went up a bit in August, from 180 million to 180.5 million. With schools starting again in September, there might be more visits to ChatGPT. Some schools are starting to use this chatbot, and this has increased visits, especially in the US. David F. Carr from SimilarWeb, who studies ChatGPT and other similar platforms, mentioned that students looking for homework help might be a reason for the increase. The number of younger people using the website went down in the summer, but is now going up again. In May, OpenAI launched a ChatGPT app for iOS. This might be one reason why fewer people are visiting the website, but we'll be watching closely to see how ChatGPT does in the next few months. Now, Opera has introduced a new AI chatbot named Aria in its Opera GX browser, designed mainly for gamers. This chatbot uses Opera's Composer technology and is built on OpenAI's ChatGPT. In the future, it might be connected to other AI models to improve its features. Aria can provide answers to various questions related to gaming. For instance, users can ask if a game like Starfield has launched or seek advice on starting a streaming career. Gamers can also request Aria to create custom character bios or get information on the latest updates for their favorite games. This AI feature is offered in the main Opera browser and the gaming-specific Opera GX for Windows and Mac OS. It's also available in the Opera app for Android and iOS, reaching over 180 countries. However, Aria isn't automatically activated for users. Those interested in using Aria need to choose to use it. They can activate it by selecting the Early Bird option in Opera's settings. After that, they should turn on the Aria extension and Area command line. To start chatting with Aria, users need to open it from the browser's side panel and sign in to their Opera account. Moreover, the Opera GX browser now has a new command line feature. This allows users to communicate with Aria using the Control+ shortcut on Windows or Command+ on Mac. Additionally, Aria works with Opera's AI prompts feature, which was introduced earlier. Next, in Singapore, researchers have developed a new AI system called MindVis that can interpret brain scans and convert them into visuals. The system works by scanning a person's brain while they view certain images. The brain's response to these images is then translated by the AI into a unique language. This information is processed to recreate the images the person was seeing, essentially reading their thoughts. The success of this project is attributed to the large amounts of MRI data available and the increased computational power nowadays. However, this AI isn't yet capable of understanding the general public's thoughts. There are significant variations in brain structures and functions between individuals, making this a challenging endeavor. The team estimates that achieving a more generalized mind-reading capability might take another 5 to 10 years. The researchers are aware of the potential risks associated with this technology. A primary concern is privacy. There's apprehension about whether the data collected might be accessed or shared without the participants' consent. To address these concerns, the team emphasizes the need for strict ethical guidelines and legal regulations. Yet, amidst the challenges, there's optimism about the potential benefits of this technology. For instance, researcher Zhao believes it could be transformative for those with disabilities. People who can't move or speak might be able to control devices or communicate using their thoughts alone. This innovation could provide them with a newfound sense of independence and connection. Okay, Open Interpreter is a new groundbreaking tool that bridges the gap between powerful AI models and our everyday computing needs. This tool is particularly intriguing for those who are enamored by the advancements in AI technology. The magic behind Open Interpreter is its ability to let language models like OpenAI's ChatGPT run code on your computer. Not just any code, mind you. It can execute Python, JavaScript, shell commands, and much more. Imagine having a conversation with your computer, where you ask it to create or edit photos, videos, and PDFs, or even controlling a Chrome browser to gather research. It's like having a digital assistant that understands tech jargon and simplifies it for you. While there are other platforms like OpenAI's Code Interpreter that offer similar capabilities, Open Interpreter stands out. Many of the cloud-hosted services come with limitations such as no internet access, restrictions on package installations, and constraints on file sizes and runtimes. Open Interpreter sidesteps these hurdles by operating in your local environment. This means it has full internet access, no time or size restrictions, and the flexibility to use any software package or library you fancy. Safety is paramount, especially when running code on personal machines. Recognizing this, Open Interpreter has a built-in feature that seeks user confirmation before executing any code. However, for the daring souls, there's an option to bypass this safeguard, but with a word of caution, always be vigilant, especially when executing commands that might change system settings or files. So if you've ever dreamt of having an AI-powered sidekick for your tech adventures, Open Interpreter might just be the answer. All right, next. Microsoft is working with Paige, a company that specializes in digital pathology, to create the world's biggest AI model for spotting cancer. This AI is being trained on billions of images and can detect both common and rare cancers. The goal is to help doctors who are facing more patients and fewer staff. Right now, pathologists look at tissue samples under a microscope. This method works, but if they miss something, it can be harmful to the patient. But Paige wants to improve this process. They've made a tool called Full Focus that lets pathologists view these samples on a screen. They've also made an AI that can spot certain types of cancer on these screens. But turning these tissue samples into digital images needs a lot of storage, which is expensive. That's why only big, wealthy centers have been using this digital approach. Paige has a lot of data, even more than Netflix, but they wanted to make an even better AI, so they partnered with Microsoft. With Microsoft's help, they're building an AI that uses images from 4 million slides. It's the biggest of its kind. Andy Moy from Paige said this project is a big deal for cancer care, similar to how ChatGPT changed how we think about AI. In the future, they also want to provide more information about patients' health details. Now, Snapchat is launching a new AI feature named Dreams. This tool was recently tested in Australia and New Zealand, and will soon be available worldwide. It lets users modify selfies to create imaginative images that change their appearance. Users can edit up to 8 photos for free, after which they need to pay. Jessica Melujan from the Center for Technology and Innovation commented on this new feature, noting that it's an innovative step for Snapchat. She believes most users will find it fun, especially younger people, and will use it for entertainment rather than harmful purposes. However, she acknowledged the potential risks of generative AI, especially its ability to spread misinformation quickly, especially during elections. Snapchat has been a pioneer in offering AI tools to its users, while other social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok haven't yet provided similar tools. Melujan believes it's only a matter of time before they do. She emphasized the importance of innovation and progress for the economy and quality of life. Milligan also noted that, unlike some other tech companies, Snapchat isn't currently facing any major legal issues in Washington. Alright, the AI creator known as Ghostwriter, who previously made a song in Drake's AI-generated voice, has now created a new song called Whiplash. This track features the AI-generated voices of Travis Scott and 21 Savage.
Whiplash, whiplash, we get whiplash, we get so live. Whiplash, whiplash, whiplash. Origami paper, but I'll never fall for anyone. She a 9 plus 10, yeah, you know that equal 21. Savage big in a rap, it's a brand, keep it running.
After the song was shared on TikTok, Ghostwriter added a note for the two artists. He mentioned that the future of music could be where singers don't need to sing, but can have their voices generated by AI. Ghostwriter is willing to give the song's earnings to Travis Scott and 21 Savage if they agree to its release. If not, he's open to deleting the post. Earlier, Ghostwriter had copyright issues with his AI-generated song, Heart on My Sleeve, which was a Drake song.
I came in with my ex like Selena, the flex, bumping Justin Bieber, the fever and left.
This song became popular on platforms like Spotify and Apple Music, but was later removed. Such AI-created music is causing legal concerns. Platforms like YouTube are finding it hard to decide what is allowed and what isn't. Additionally, there's news from the New York Times that Ghostwriter wants to get a Grammy Award for Heart on My Sleeve. He is trying to get it nominated for 2 categories, Best Rap Song and Song of the Year. Harvey Mason Jr., the CEO of the Recording Academy, which manages the Grammys, said the song could be considered because a human created it. Yet, for the song to be eligible, it has to be widely available, like in stores or online. With its copyright issues, this might be challenging. Okay, Dubai is building a new campus for cutting-edge technologies like artificial intelligence and Web3. By 2028, this campus aims to house over 500 companies and offer more than 3,000 jobs. Mohammed Al-Bloushi, the head of Dubai International Financial Center Innovation Hub, shared this news with Khaleej Times. He mentioned that the campus, named the Dubai AI and Web3 Campus, is part of Dubai's plan to be a world leader in AI and Web3 technologies. The campus will be located in the DIFC Innovation 1 space and will cover a vast 100,000 square feet area. It will have modern research and development facilities, programs to speed up business growth, and shared workspaces to help companies grow in the region. The DIFC is a major financial hub in Dubai. It operates under English common law and is home to a big professional community with more than 39,000 people working in over 4,900 companies. This makes it a hotspot for industry talent. The DIFC Innovation Hub has a history of supporting new tech companies, including those focused on the metaverse and AI. Just recently, the DIFC announced that it has chosen 10 startups for its DIFC Metaverse Accelerator program. In line with Dubai's goal to be a top business spot for tech companies, the new AI and Web3 campus is already starting its operations. Companies are being given licenses to operate there, and the campus will be ready for them in the next few months. The DIFC, which already has a strong tech community, will be handling these licenses. Next, AI specialists from top U.S. universities suggest forming a federal Department of AI to oversee artificial intelligence instead of leaving it to Congress, the White House, or businesses. This recommendation comes from a survey by Axios, Generation Lab, and Syracuse University involving leading computer science professors. Opinions about AI's future control were varied. Most believe AI needs oversight. Few trust the private sector to self-regulate. And President Biden was the top individual trusted with AI issues. These insights arrived just before key AI discussions on Capitol Hill involving tech leaders. Experts are particularly concerned about AI increasing discrimination and disparities. They foresee AI causing job reductions in areas like customer service, but boosting sectors like technology and healthcare. Many experts back a dedicated federal agency to regulate AI, with fewer supporting global organizations or Congress. The White House has proposed an AI Bill of Rights. It's worth noting, these views represent experts, not the general public. The survey's main takeaway is the strong support for a specific AI department. All right, now, Zoom is rolling out a new feature, the Zoom AI Companion. It's a smart assistant designed to make your work on Zoom easier and more efficient. This tool is included for free if you're on a paid Zoom plan. The AI Companion assists users by catching them up on missed meeting details, aiding in chat responses, and summarizing recordings with highlights and actionable steps. Later on, it'll even help with emails, summing up chat messages and aiding in quick replies. If you're discussing a meeting in chat, it will spot that and offer to schedule it for you. And for brainstorming sessions, the AI Companion can help jot down ideas on a digital whiteboard and sort them. In the future, Zoom plans to make the AI Companion even smarter. You'll be able to chat with it like a personal assistant, asking for meeting summaries, finding documents, and more. During a call, it can help with real-time tasks like filing a support ticket or looking up info. After calls, it will sum up the discussion and suggest actions to take. With Zoom Phone, it'll analyze recorded calls and summarize SMS messages and voicemails. Plus, it'll offer feedback on your communication style during meetings, helping you improve. Privacy is a priority for Zoom. They've assured that they won't use your data to train their AI models. Also, companies can choose which AI features they want active, and meeting hosts have control over in-meeting AI tools. To start using the Zoom AI Companion, you need to have a paid Zoom plan. More updates about the feature will be shared in Zoom's upcoming event, Zoomtopia 2023. IBM has unveiled new generative AI models, the Granite series, on its Watson X platform. These models, similar to OpenAI's GPT-4 and ChatGPT, use enterprise data and can be specialized for tasks like finance. IBM plans to share more about Granite's training data by Q3 2023. Tarun Chopra from IBM mentioned that these models use curated enterprise data and can manage tasks like content generation. IBM's Watson X has also introduced the Tuning Studio, allowing users to customize AI models. There's a new synthetic data generator in Watson X, aiming to reduce risks in AI training. WatsonX.data will soon offer AI tools for users to access data through a chatbot interface and will support retrieval-augmented generation by Q4 2023. IBM is also working on WatsonX.governance to protect customer privacy and detect model biases. Despite some revenue challenges, IBM's CEO, Arvind Krishna, remains optimistic about AI, with many businesses, including Samsung and Citi, using their services. And finally, world's first humanoid pilot robot, Pibot, can fully operate an airplane based on the instructions from a human language manual. Unlike other systems that can only control speed, altitude, or bearings, Pibot can manage all aspects of an airplane, from starting the engines to landing. While human pilots excel in contextual understanding and handling complex situations, they might not always recall every detail from flight manuals, especially in emergencies. Pibot, on the other hand, can instantly access and remember everything from the manual, ensuring it responds precisely and without emotion, even in critical situations. Designed in a humanoid form, Pibot can fit into spaces made for humans, such as car seats, driver seats, cockpits, and other operator positions. This means it can operate not just airplanes, but also cars, tents, excavators, and submarines. Its ability to recall detailed instructions and act without panic makes it a valuable tool for many operations. All right. That concludes this week's AI news. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and click the bell icon to stay updated on all my future uploads. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next one.
There have been some absolutely wild developments in the artificial intelligence landscape. The Google DeepMind CEO, Demis Hassabis, has stated that their new AI that they are working on, called Project Gemini, is going to eclipse ChatGPT, or in other words, be much better than the current model that everyone loves, which is GPT-4. The company's vision for Gemini is ambitious, merging the strengths of their renowned game-playing AI with the expansive language understanding of models like ChatGPT. This unique blend seeks to establish a new standard in the AI world, combining deep knowledge with advanced strategic thinking. The incorporation of AlphaGo's techniques is especially noteworthy. AlphaGo's historic victory over a Go world champion in 2016 showcased the prowess of DeepMind's reinforcement learning methods. In the realm of strategic games like Go, where there are more potential board configurations than atoms in the universe, the software's ability to predict and plan was groundbreaking. By integrating these techniques with a large-scale text model, Gemini could potentially bridge the gap between raw information processing and nuanced decision-making. Take a look at this clip of AlphaGo, where the extraordinary capabilities of AlphaGo are demonstrated.
Go is the world's oldest continuously played board game. It is one of the simplest and also most abstract.
Beating a professional player at Go is a long-standing challenge of artificial intelligence.
Everything we've ever tried in AI just falls over when you try the game of Go.
The number of possible configurations of the board is more than the number of atoms in the universe.
AlphaGo found a way to learn how to play Go.
So far, AlphaGo has beaten every challenge we've given it, but we won't know its true strength until we play somebody who is at the top of the world, like Lisa Doll.
Now, something innovative that AlphaGo actually did was use something called tree search, which is quite similar to the research earlier this year, which is called Tree of Thoughts. And Tree of Thoughts was basically where they got GPT-4 to list out all possible answers to a question, then rank them in terms of which is likely to be most correct. It improved the reasoning by 400%. However, if Gemini uses tree search, it will be remarkably interesting. You see, tree search was quite similar, but a little bit different. Tree search looks at many moves. Think of tree search like exploring a big tree where each branch is a possible move in the game. The more it looks, the bigger and more detailed the tree becomes. Balancing act, tree search, has a cool strategy. Instead of just looking at every possible move, it balances between trying out new moves, exploration, and focusing on moves that seem really good based on what it knows, exploitation. AI boost with neural networks. AlphaGo gives the tree search method a boost. It uses artificial brain-like systems, called neural networks, to help choose moves and assess the game situation. This makes AlphaGo smarter than other Go programs. Starting point and exploration. AlphaGo begins by looking at the current game situation and then explores different moves from there. It keeps exploring until it finds a move it hasn't fully checked out yet. Refining choices. As AlphaGo keeps looking at the tree and exploring, it gets a better and better idea of the game and what moves might be best. Hassabis has also hinted at other innovative features in Gemini that have yet to be disclosed. The promise of interesting innovations, combined with the noted multimodal capabilities, implies a breadth of application beyond what current models offer. The emphasis on multimodality suggests that Gemini might be capable of understanding and generating content across various media types, be it text, image, sound, or even potentially video. Moreover, the model's planned proficiency in integrating with tools and APIs means it could be a game changer in automation and system-to-system communication. Now, when we do discuss multimodal capabilities in AI, it's important to note that most AIs currently aren't multimodal. Although with the release of GPT-4, they did tease image functionality in this clip here.
And let's actually try this one as well. What's funny about this image? Oh, it's already been submitted. So once again, we can verify that it's making the right API calls. Squirrels do typically eat nuts. We don't expect them to use a camera or act like a human. So I think that's a pretty good explanation of why that image is funny.
It still is yet to have a worldwide release, although some users can access it in Bing Chat. Most AIs that are currently available exist as narrow AI or more easily understood as AI with one specific purpose. For example, ChatGPT for generating text, using 11 Labs for a voice-over or audio generation, and using Midjourney for images. But what if we were able to combine it all into one AI? Well, it's not like it hasn't been done before. That's what Microsoft's earlier project aimed to do. Microsoft Jarvis is an innovative multimodal AI-powered platform that can connect and collaborate with multiple artificial intelligence models to deliver a final result. Named after Iron Man's personal AI assistant, Jarvis aims to bring together the power of the open-source community and ChatGPT. The platform is hosted on Hugging Face, and it is connected to as many as 20 different models, including T5-based Stable Diffusion 1.5, BERT, Facebook's BART Large CNN, Intel's DPT Large, and more. The standout feature of Jarvis is the idea behind it, which can be condensed to the definition, language as an interface. By using language as a general interface and putting the LLM, large language model, in the brain position, it is possible for many different specialized AI models to work together. This allows Jarvis to handle various tasks, such as pose detection, image generation, image classification, image captioning, and text-to-speech. By calling on the appropriate models, Jarvis works similarly to how OpenAI demonstrated GPT-4's multimodal capabilities with texts and images, but it takes it one step further by integrating various open-source LLMs for images, videos, audio, and more. It can also connect to the internet and access files, allowing users to enter a URL from a website and ask questions about it. So with this in mind, it seems like Google's DeepMind could utilize this framework in order to create Gemini, which would certainly be much more powerful than GPT-4. Now, one thing that they did say which concerned me was this right here. They said that they are aiming to give the system new capabilities such as planning or the ability to solve problems. Now that sounds good in theory, but one of those things is much more dangerous than the others, and that's planning. You see, giving an AI the ability to plan long-term goals can be dangerous due to the risks of existential catastrophe and incomplete goal specifications. Misalignment of objectives. If the AI's long-term goals are not perfectly aligned with human values and interests, it could pursue actions that are harmful or contrary to our well-being. An AI with poorly defined or misaligned objectives might prioritize its own self-preservation or optimization at the expense of humans. Unforeseen consequences. Long-term planning involves considering complex scenarios and making predictions about the future. AI systems may not fully comprehend the consequences of their actions, leading to unforeseen and potentially negative outcomes. The AI could pursue its goals without understanding the broader implications, leading to unintended harm. Lack of adaptability. Long-term planning implies setting specific objectives that the AI will work towards over extended periods. However, the world is constantly changing, and unforeseen events may alter the relevance or desirability of those goals. An inflexible AI could continue to pursue outdated or harmful objectives despite changing circumstances. Resource optimization at all costs. An AI with long-term planning capabilities may prioritize resource optimization to achieve its objectives, which could lead to excessive consumption of resources, monopolization, or unethical practices. Superintelligence risk. An AI with the capacity for long-term planning could potentially become superintelligent, surpassing human intelligence and understanding. Such an AI may be difficult to control or predict, increasing the risks associated with its actions. Lastly, the projected availability of Gemini in different sizes and capabilities indicates DeepMind's intent to cater to various user needs. From lightweight models suitable for mobile applications to behemoths crunching data in the cloud, the flexibility of Gemini could redefine AI accessibility. In wrapping up, Google DeepMind's Gemini represents a bold step forward in AI's evolution. With a rich blend of strategies from gameplay and language understanding, bolstered by undisclosed innovations, Gemini stands to reshape the landscape of artificial intelligence and its applications in the modern world.
All right, let's dive into the world of cutting-edge technology, where the boundaries of reality are constantly being pushed and reshaped. Today, we're going to explore a game-changing innovation that's set to redefine the landscape of artificial intelligence. So, buckle up, and let's get started. Google, the tech titan, has been busy cooking up something extraordinary in their labs. They've unveiled a masterpiece in artificial intelligence, a marvel they've named Gemini. But let me tell you, Gemini is not your average tech update. It's a leap into a new dimension of AI technology, setting a standard that even the most advanced models like ChatGPT and the formidable GPT-4 might find hard to match. Gemini is a pioneer in understanding and generating human language, pushing the boundaries of what we thought was possible. It's a revolution you definitely don't want to miss. So, let's dive deeper into the fascinating world of Gemini. Gemini, or the Generalized Multimodal Intelligence Network, is Google's latest stride in pushing the limits of AI. Unlike traditional AI models designed for a single type of data, Gemini is a multimodal intelligence network. In simpler terms, it can process various types of data and tasks simultaneously, including text, images, audio, video, 3D models, or even graphics. Gemini's architecture is a blend of a multimodal encoder and decoder. The encoder's job is to convert different types of data into a common language that the decoder can understand. Once the data is encoded, the decoder generates outputs based on the task at hand, creating a final product that can be consumed by the user. What sets Gemini apart from its predecessors is its adaptability. It can handle any data type and task without the need for specialized models or fine-tuning. Furthermore, it can learn from any domain and dataset, free from the constraints of predefined categories or labels. This versatility is a significant leap forward in the field of AI. Gemini is not just a new AI model, it's a glimpse into the future of AI. With its multimodal capabilities and creative prowess, Gemini is set to change our interaction with AI. From a digital assistant that understands not just words but also the images or videos you show it, to an AI that creates unique paintings or composes original songs, the possibilities are endless. But how does Gemini compare to GPT-4, OpenAI's large language model? GPT-4, with its whopping 1 trillion parameters, is primarily designed to handle tasks involving text data. While it is powerful in its own right, its abilities are confined to text-based tasks. Gemini, on the other hand, is designed to handle multiple types of data and tasks simultaneously. It's not just a single model but a network of models, each contributing to the system's overall capabilities. In conclusion, Gemini represents a significant advancement in the field of AI. Its versatility, wide-ranging capabilities, and potential applications make it a force to be reckoned with. As the AI landscape continues to evolve, it's fascinating to imagine what the future holds. Google's Gemini has redefined what we can expect from AI, and it will be interesting to see how it shapes the industry moving forward. So, that's all about Gemini, folks. I hope you found this exploration enlightening. Stay curious, keep exploring, and let's see what the future holds.
AI is revolutionizing our world in all types of industries, including healthcare. This field, which impacts everyone, is quite complicated and filled with data and challenges. So that's why AI will play a very important role in it. AI can support doctors and other medical professionals in improving their decisions and patient care, even saving more lives. Now, Google has been creating and using AI solutions in many areas for a long time. They've also put a lot of money into healthcare AI to enhance health results and make it more accessible for all. One of their most ambitious projects in this domain is MedPalm 2, a new medical AI that they just unveiled at Google I/O 2023. MedPalm 2 is a powerful language model that can understand and generate natural language in the context of medicine. It can also perform reasoning and inference based on medical knowledge. So, MedPalm 2 is a special type of AI designed specifically for the medical field. Google's been in AI tech for a while now. They've built top-tier AI models like Google Search, Translate, Photos, Assistant, and Bard. Now, MedPalm 2 is a healthcare-focused version of Palm 2, a giant neural network that learns to use language from billions of words across sources. It also manages code, math, logic, and several languages. But Palm 2 isn't just one model or product. It's a family of models of various sizes and complexities, from the 1 trillion parameter unicorn to the 100 million parameter gecko. It's also a platform adaptable for different purposes and domains, one of which is healthcare. Google understood that healthcare needs specialized knowledge not easily captured by general language models, and it's an area where AI can hugely improve lives. Therefore, they created MedPalm 2, a healthcare-focused version of Palm 2 based on Otter, another model in the Palm 2 family. MedPalm 2 isn't Google's first medical AI. They had MedPalm earlier, based on Palm 1. While impressive, MedPalm had its shortcomings. It was only trained on English data, struggled with complex medical questions, and lacked ethical and social understanding vital for healthcare. That's why they developed MedPalm 2, an improved version of MedPalm, overcoming these issues and adding new capabilities. It's unlike general AIs such as Palm 2 or GPT-4, as it's educated on vast, varied medical data from reliable organizations. This AI is honed for specific medical tasks like diagnosing diseases, planning treatments, patient education, and medical research. It improves its precision by learning from medical experts' feedback. It caters to several languages and can translate between them, taking into account cultural and regional nuances. It's also programmed with ethical values, respecting user privacy, and can clarify its decision-making process. Upgraded from MedPalm, the new version processes a wider range of medical data, performs better on medical tasks, supports more languages, and can tackle complex medical inquiries. MedPalm 2 is a standout AI model with several impressive features. It can ace U.S. medical licensing exams, achieving 85.4% on the MedQA dataset from the USMLE and 72.3% on the International MedMCQA dataset. This AI excels in summarizing medical documents, sifting through large health data, and answering complex medical questions clearly and concisely. So if you ask about any disease symptoms, it can provide a detailed response. Moreover, MedPalm 2 is multilingual and culturally adaptable, capable of translating and responding accurately across languages and dialects. Whether you're asking in Spanish or English with an Indian accent, it delivers precise information. Now let's see how it works in real life and how it benefits people. So this is not just a theoretical model that exists in Google's labs. It is actually being tested and used in real-world settings by real people. One of the places where it is being tested is the Mayo Clinic, one of the most prestigious healthcare institutions in the world. The Mayo Clinic uses MedPalm 2 to help its doctors and medical staff with their work. For example, MedPalm 2 can help doctors with summarizing medical records, finding relevant information from research papers, and answering patient queries. It can also help patients with understanding their conditions, finding reliable sources of health information, and asking questions about their treatments. And it is not only being tested at the Mayo Clinic, but also at other hospitals and healthcare institutions around the world. Google has partnered with various organizations to deploy and evaluate MedPalm 2 in different settings and scenarios. It is being used by the National Institutes of Health, NIH, to support biomedical research and innovation. It is also being used by various universities and medical schools to train and educate future healthcare professionals. It is set to change healthcare significantly. It boosts the quality of services by supplying accurate medical information, helping doctors in their duties, and facilitating communication between all involved parties, like patients and policymakers. Efficiency-wise, it lessens the burden and cost of healthcare delivery, smoothens operational processes by automating tasks, and speeds up the discovery of new treatments by analyzing vast health data. It also enhances accessibility by reaching more people, overcoming language and geographical barriers, and offering scalable solutions. It also encourages people to manage their health by offering customized, interactive experiences. But it's crucial to explore its potential challenges, limitations, and risks. To be honest, this AI isn't a cure-all for healthcare and can't replace doctors. It has limitations, like struggling with rare conditions or personalized treatment suggestions. It might become outdated, inconsistent, or even harmful if misused. But this medical AI is just starting its journey and will keep growing. In the future, Google aims to make it more user-friendly and affordable, while also including more languages and cultures. They plan to boost its accuracy by using more data and getting more feedback. Google also wants to help healthcare firms tailor MedPalm 2 to their needs. Now, we find ourselves facing a major concern once more: trust. We must consider whether it's safe to entrust something as crucial as our health to an artificial intelligence model, especially when we're aware that it's backed by a giant profit-making corporation like Google. Can we confidently believe that their intentions are noble? As we understand, every artificial intelligence model is directed and programmed according to the desires of its developer. This implies that we would be depending on Google and any other companies that participate in building these healthcare AI models for our health-related matters. This raises some important questions that we need to address before we embrace these AI models as our medical advisors. How transparent are these models about their sources of information, their methods of reasoning, and their limitations? How do they handle sensitive data such as our medical records, our personal details, and our preferences? How do they ensure that they are not biased or influenced by external factors such as advertisements, sponsors, or political agendas? How do they respect our autonomy and dignity as human beings, and not treat us as mere objects of analysis and prediction? These are some of the ethical and social challenges that we need to overcome before we can trust these AI models with our health and well-being. I'd love to hear what you think about this, so please share your thoughts in the comments section below. Your feedback is very important to me. If you liked this video and you'd like to see more of similar ones, don't forget to hit the like button. Also, subscribing to my channel and enabling the notification bell will ensure you won't miss any of my future videos. Thanks for taking the time to watch, and I'll see you in the next video. Of the Gemini project is to build a universal AI that can tackle any task with any kind of data without specific models. Gemini is the initial phase of this project. It's a big language model that processes text, images, videos, and more. It can even create content, like turning text into a video or turning speech into an image. The potential uses are vast. Gemini uses techniques from AlphaGo, including reinforcement learning, training AI through feedback, and tree search, exploring possible action outcomes. By mixing these with language models, Gemini can address challenges in various areas. What's special about Gemini is its architecture that focuses on handling different data types simultaneously. For instance, if you provide a text describing a scene, Gemini can create a corresponding image, video, and sound. Conversely, from an image, video, or sound, it can produce a descriptive text. Gemini has an advantage over other AI systems because it can handle multiple types of content, like text, images, and audio all at once. In contrast, OpenAI's ChatGPT is great at creating text, but struggles with images, videos, or audio. If you wanted to use OpenAI for those, you'd have to use different models, like DALL-E for pictures or Jukebox for songs. With Gemini, it's all combined. So why is Google working on Gemini? There are a few reasons. First, Google sees potential in improving their current tools and products with Gemini. For example, their chatbot, Bard, and their search engine could benefit. Think about asking Gemini anything and getting an answer in any format you like. It's efficient and can quickly solve problems using Google's vast resources. Second, Google has a lot of data, more than many of its rivals. This data comes from places like YouTube, Google Books, their main search index, and academic content from Google Scholar. Using all this information, Google can train better models and produce varied and innovative results.
But we need to go.
And third, Google plans to offer Gemini to users of its cloud platform. This means businesses and developers could use Gemini's abilities for their projects. They might develop unique learning resources, create assistive tech, or generate new content using ambient computing. So when can we expect to see Gemini in action? Well, Google hasn't announced an official release date yet, but they have said that they will reveal more details about the project in the fall of this year. So stay tuned for more updates on this exciting development. In the meantime, let me know what you think about Gemini in the comments below. Do you think it will surpass ChatGPT and other AI systems? What kind of content would you like to see Gemini generate? How would you use Gemini if you had access to it? It's still crazy to see how quickly this all escalated. I mean, before most people even started using ChatGPT, AI played a big role in boosting the US economy. While this is great news for many of us, it's worrying that aside from big tech companies using AI, many other companies aren't doing well financially. Last year, some top investors started buying assets like fine art instead of stocks to spread their risks. Today's sponsor, Masterworks, offers you this diversification strategy, which was once exclusive to the wealthiest people on Earth. They've compiled decades worth of auction data to invest in art they believe will appreciate in value. They buy it up front, qualify it with the SEC, and break it into investable shares. Net proceeds from its eventual sale are then distributed to its investors. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, and historical returns are not a guarantee for future returns, but the results are so impressive. In just a few years, they've sold over $45 million worth of artwork. And just a couple of weeks ago, they sold a Cecily Brown painting for a jaw-dropping 77% annualized net returns, bringing their streak to 15 straight profitable exits. Masterworks has over 800,000 users, and their art offerings have sold out within hours, which is why they've had to make a wait list. But my viewers can skip the line and get priority access right now by clicking the link in the description. Alright, now let's discuss FAN, short for Follow Anything. This is a new system developed by MIT and Harvard researchers that allows robots to track any object in real time using just a camera and a simple query, whether it's text, image, or a click. In this video, I'll break down what FAN is and why it's impressive. FAN uses the transformer architecture for visual object tracking. Transformers, commonly known for advancing natural language processing, NLP, can do things like generate text and translate languages. The researchers were curious to see if transformers could also be effective with images. You see, most of the existing robotic systems that can follow objects use convolutional neural networks, or CNNs. These are another type of neural network that can process images by applying filters and pooling operations. CNNs are great for tasks like image classification and segmentation, but they have some limitations when it comes to tracking and following objects. For example, they can only handle a fixed set of object categories that they have been trained on. They also require a lot of manual tuning and calibration to work well in different environments and scenarios, and they are not very user-friendly. because they often need complex inputs like bounding boxes or masks to specify the target object. Fan solves these problems by using a different approach. Instead of CNNs, it uses vision transformers, or VITs. These are transformers that can process images by splitting them into patches and treating them as sequences of tokens. VITs can learn to capture the relationships between different parts of an image, just like transformers can capture the relationships between different words in a text. And because they are based on attention mechanisms, they can focus on the most relevant parts of the image for the task at hand. Fan uses VITs for real-time tracking and segmentation of objects in videos. It identifies the object and distinguishes it from the background. To get started, all it requires is a bounding box. After that, you can guide Fan to recognize new objects by typing a description, showing a picture, or clicking on the object in the video. For instance, if you want Fan to track a red ball, type red ball, show a picture of one, or click on it in the video. Fan will then track the red ball throughout the video. You can easily switch to a different object by changing your instruction. What's impressive is Fan isn't just limited to tracking one item. It can track multiple objects simultaneously by just giving separate instructions for each. Fan has shown impressive performance in visual object tracking and segmentation, achieving top results in real time. It operates at about 55 frames per second on a standard GPU and can tackle challenges like occlusions, fast motion, and background disturbances. When compared to popular CNN-based methods like Siam Mask and Segarot, Fan was more accurate and robust. Unlike those methods, Fan can work across various datasets without extra training. This progress suggests a future where robots can easily and smartly interact with any object in any setting. Imagine a robot assistant that understands your commands and does tasks like fetching or cleaning, or a robot that can play games and explore unknown places. So the future looks promising, I guess. And the best part is that Fan is not some proprietary technology that only a few people can access. The researchers have made their code and models available online for anyone to use and improve. You can find it on GitHub repository, and I highly encourage you to check it out and try it for yourself. Alright, thanks for watching the video. I hope you found it informative. If you did, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. And remember to click the bell icon to stay updated on new uploads. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one.
I'm going to be discussing a defining moment in AI, which is Google's Gemini program, and many people are really underrating exactly what Google just announced. So please watch the video until the end to see exactly step by step why Google is probably going to be beating GPT-4/GPT-5 in the coming years, based on what this team has accomplished and based on what Google is about to do. Now, it sounds like a crazy claim, but just watch the entire video before giving your opinion, and you're about to see why Google is about to shake up the entire industry. Now, here is what actually shocked the industry. This is Gemini. Now, Google essentially is always trying to push the limits of what they do with AI, and essentially what Gemini is going to be their large multimodal large language model. Now, this is, of course, I think the ChatGPT killer that they are working on, because they said that Gemini is involving planning and memory. Now, this is something that ChatGPT currently does struggle with, so maybe Google are working on something to where the AI can actually remember exactly what's going on and plan, like AutoGPT, their tasks more effectively. Now, I think you guys need to pay attention to this paper right here, because this was something that I looked at around 2 weeks ago, and essentially this is scaling to 1 million tokens and beyond with RMT. Now, essentially this paper goes over how they can essentially allow large language models to have 1 million tokens in a context size window. What that basically means is, you know how when you're on ChatGPT and essentially you try to tell it to write an 1,000-word paragraph and it only can write 500 words, and essentially after around a couple of paragraphs between you and ChatGPT, it essentially forgets what happens. This will allow for 1 million tokens. Now, the reason I bring this in to Gemini is because I know that Google are always innovating on what they're doing. Now, this paper was released recently, which means that Google could potentially integrate this into Gemini. Now, the reason I think 100% they're going to do this is because the token size window length is something that has been a long barrier for large language models. But if you're wondering what is even the capability of this and how is this going to, I guess you could say, not outsmart GPT-4, but essentially perform much more varied and longer tasks, is because let's say, for example, you have an AI that can literally remember 1 million tokens. It's going to be able to process stuff that's as long as the Harry Potter trilogy on book, and essentially this is going to have a lot more applications than something that can only remember 4,000 or 32,000 tokens in a context window, which is really good and really game changing. So we know that Google is trying to push the limit with Gemini because, of course, they haven't released this just yet. Now, remember, this is also what Google have said is going to be the direct competitor to ChatGPT, because, of course, as you know, they did release PaLM 2, which does cover many different aspects, such as MedPaLM and SecPaLM, which are two separate divisions, which SecPaLM covers cybersecurity and MedPaLM, which covers medical health in the health industry. Now, the reason this is going to be so interesting is because they aren't trying to just create a large language model that is really good. They are trying to create a large language model that outsmarts/beats GPT-4. Now, if you're wondering whether or not this is just speculation, remember when we made this video the other day where we talked about Google's official statement and just how much they are investing in order to beat GPT-4. You see, Google knows that if they don't catch up now, they may never catch up ever, because with each progressive cycle, the AI is going to get smarter and smarter. And the main point that I'm pretty sure that Google is afraid of is the point to where the AI can then train the next level of AI. So right now, of course, you know that there are millions of different people who are potentially working on training these large language models based on the parameters and fine-tuning it with human feedback, known as RLHF. But of course, this is going to be something that in the future, these AI large language models are going to be able to do themselves. Once you reach that point, there is going to be that exponential growth in which these AI large language models can self-improve. And of course, you're not going to be able to catch something that's that far ahead and of course self-improving, because these automated systems can be left running for quite some time, and by the time they've upgraded, it's honestly not going to be a competition at that stage. So with this in mind, Google is investing billions into Gemini, and I think this might honestly be a very insane model, because Google have actually talked about millions of different things that they're working on figuratively, obviously not millions, but they've spoken about many different things that they are working on, such as their recent Wave LM music thing, which is just out of this world, and nobody seems to really pick it up, which we will cover in another video. But with Gemini, we know that, you know, text is only going to be the first level of, I guess you could say, our interactions with these large language models, because we know that Google is more focused on the multimodal aspects, which they talked about. Now, if you're wondering what Gemini is currently being used for, it's not currently being used. It's still currently in training, and we are waiting for it to be finalized, and it doesn't seem to be much. But one thing that you should know about Gemini is that I do think that it does have the potential to be better than GPT-5, and although that is a bold statement, you must directly understand where this statement comes from. So in the presentation, Google actually discusses who is going to be working on Gemini. Now, if you actually understand what that team has accomplished in the past, and remember, they accomplished this quite some time in the past, so they've been ahead of OpenAI for quite some time. If they actually dedicate their workload to this, I mean, two teams combined into one, combining all their resources and forces onto one large language model, I'm pretty sure confidently that they can really do some damage in the AI space. So for those of you who don't know what they've done, take a look at this right here. You can see that there is a list of things, and I'm going to explain to you every single one that they've done. So essentially, the first one is AlphaGo. Now, AlphaGo was an amazing breakthrough for Google, because essentially what they managed to do was create a computer program that combines advanced search tree with deep neural networks. And essentially, they take a description of the board and essentially process it through millions of different neuron-like connections. And they were able to beat pretty much the best player in the world at this. And there was a huge documentary. It was a huge deal. Like, this was a huge breakthrough. And this is something that they did in literally 2017. So this is absolutely insane, okay? Now, this is not just what Google has done, okay? Remember, this stuff is from ages ago, okay? Now, Google is always ahead, and with a little push, I think they're going to be even more insane. So let's take a look at the next one. Google strikes again. This is insane. So Transformers was a paper that Google actually released in 2017. And essentially what they did was they introduced this new architecture. Now, what you don't know about Transformers though is that OpenAI actually used the Transformer architecture as the foundation for building ChatGPT. So the Transformer model has proven to be highly effective in natural language processing tasks, including language understanding and generation. And OpenAI's GPT is based on the GPT Generative Pre-trained Transformer series, which utilizes the Transformer architecture. So to summarize, OpenAI used Google's framework to build ChatGPT, and remember, Google introduced this framework in 2017. And of course, we had Google/DeepMind's WaveNet, which was introduced in around 2016/2017, where they were able to generate lifelike voices from simple text prompts, and this is one of the examples.
There must have been moments even that afternoon when Daisy tumbled short of his dreams, not through her own fault, but because of the colossal vitality of his illusion. It had gone beyond her, beyond everything.
So remember, this is something that Google had done ages ago. And then in 2023, there are many different programs that are out there that are far superior to this. But the point is that Google created this quite some time back. So think about it like this. With this now, a multimodal capability, what do you think they're really going to be working on? And of course, how can we forget AlphaFold? Now, AlphaFold was a major breakthrough because AlphaFold was essentially something that allowed AI to predict the 3D structure of proteins solely based on their amino acid sequencing, which is a challenging problem in biology and computational biology. So AlphaFold made significant headlines and pretty much was considered a big deal for several reasons, which we're going to go into now. So number one was the protein structure prediction. Essentially, determining the 3D structure of proteins is crucial for understanding their functions and interactions within biological systems, and experimental methods for determining protein structures such as X-ray crystallography and cryo-electron microscopy can be time-consuming and costly. So essentially, AlphaFold represented the breakthrough in computational methods for predicting protein structures, which potentially revolutionized the entire field. Now, not only was this great, it was also accurate and reliable. So AlphaFold essentially demonstrated impressive accuracy in predicting protein structures in a competition. So in CASP, the Critical Assessment of Protein Structure Prediction competition, a biennial event where researchers assess their methods of protein structure prediction, AlphaFold outperformed other participants and achieved remarkable accuracy results. So this was significant because accurately predicting protein structures from amino acids had long been considered a complex and unsolved problem in biology, and AlphaFold did this with some ease. So of course, you have to understand as well that this impacted biology and medicine because essentially drug discovery, bioengineering, and understand disease mechanisms, AlphaFold's ability to predict protein structures can significantly accelerate the discovery and development of new drugs by aiding the identification of drug targets and understanding the protein-to-protein interactions involved in diseases. So this is something that is truly game-changing, and this was done quite some time ago. So this is why I say Gemini, the entire team behind this AI program, is literally mind-blowing. And remember, Google has literally done some other stuff as well. There's so much AI stuff that Google has done. The only problem I think that Google has is they've literally got so many different things that they can do. They haven't really picked one thing to focus on. The reason ChatGPT has been such a internet sensation is because the one thing that they focused on is large language models, and they focused on creating a chatbot that is really effective. Google literally has text to video, text to audio, literally has many different AI softwares that can literally do crazy things, but for some reason they haven't released it yet. They haven't fine-tuned these models yet. But I think now, as we move into the future with Google combining their two teams, DeepMind, this is going to be next level. So whilst this is being trained, we aren't sure when the release date is going to be. I do predict that maybe it's going to be sometime next year because, of course, Google doesn't want to lose to GPT-5. I do believe that this one, being multimodal, is going to be truly incredible. And I do believe that it's going to pretty much shake up the entire industry when it's announced.
Welcome to the future of artificial intelligence. The whispers in the tech world are abuzz with Google's upcoming AI model, the Gemini. This isn't just your everyday AI. Gemini is shaping up to be a behemoth, a large language model potentially boasting up to 5 trillion parameters. That's right, 5 trillion. But it's not just about the size. Gemini is promising a lot more, from processing more than 6 data types, including text, images, code, and audio, to functioning as a synergistic network of multiple AI models. Gemini is set to redefine boundaries, flexibility, scalability, you name it, Gemini has it. Its ability to perform novel content creation and translation between different data types is a game changer. And the icing on the cake? It's anticipated to recognize new medical phenomena without prior training. Stay tuned as we unravel more about this AI wonder, the Gemini, in the days to come.
Google is gearing up for a major move. According to recent reports, Google is on the cusp of unveiling its highly anticipated AI software called Gemini. Gemini is set to go head-to-head with OpenAI's GPT-4 model, bringing a new level of conversational AI to the table. This versatile software can power chatbots, summarize text, generate original content, aid in coding, and even create images based on user requests. And here's the exciting part. Google plans to make Gemini accessible through its Google Cloud Vertex AI service, opening doors for companies to leverage this cutting-edge technology. As Google intensifies its AI investments, it's clear that the race for AI dominance is heating up. Stay tuned for the launch of Gemini and the next wave of AI innovation. Hit the plus sign for more AI content.
We've got some major news that's shaking up the world of artificial intelligence. I'm here to break down the incredible journey of Google's latest creation, Gemini. This is the kind of stuff that could reshape the entire industry, and I'm here to guide you through every twist and turn. Before we get into this video, be sure to check out our previous video on the brief overview of Gemini, where we explore the features, Google's efforts to enhance its chatbot Bard, and the integration of AI into Google Search and Android. Okay, so imagine this. Just last November, the tech scene witnessed a seismic event with the entrance of ChatGPT. It was like a meteor hitting the AI landscape. Google, always at the forefront, couldn't ignore this disruption. They sounded the alarm and swiftly launched into action, introducing not just one, but two groundbreaking innovations.
Google's latest secret project, Gemini, is all the rage right now, and today we're going to deep dive into 9 of the best juicy leaks that will blow your mind. 2 major paywalled articles from The Information and The New York Times revealed these insights into Google's new brainchild, but that's not all that's happened lately. Aside from the everything model from Google, there are 4 other major AI developments that are set to reshape the future, so stay tuned as we uncover the latest in the world of AI. Google's Gemini model. Gemini is a large language model that combines the latest capabilities of ChatGPT-4 and the strengths of AlphaGo type systems to create AI images based on text descriptions and voice commands. According to the first couple of leaks, Google's Gemini is turning up the heat in the world of AI by going head-to-head with its formidable rivals Midjourney and Stable Diffusion. Now, it wouldn't be so hard to outperform Midjourney's version 5, considering their 11-member staff, compared to Google's vast resources. But this is where things get super interesting. Integration of video and audio into Gemini. Gemini's integration with video and audio is what makes it different from market competitors. It's no secret that Gemini has been trained on YouTube video transcripts. For example, imagine you're a mechanic and you're trying to figure out what's wrong with a car. Well, if you make a video of the problem you're trying to diagnose, Gemini can help you do that based on the video provided. Simply put, it's like having a virtual assistant in your pocket that can see and hear. Sergey Brin's involvement. Aside from the terrific minds behind Google Brain and AlphaGo's DeepMind, the tech giant's co-founder Sergey Brin's involvement in the project has made headlines all over the tech world. He's one of the masterminds behind Google, and he's not just overseeing the project this time, he's actually working on the front lines to revolutionize the tech industry once again. His involvement with Gemini is not just symbolic, but it echoes a strong message about how important the project is. Gemini has the potential to actively shape the future of AI, and it's a good thing Google's got his insight, experience, and innovative thinking on board. Think of it as having Usain Bolt on your track team for a relay race. You're bound to win if that happens, right? Well, that's exactly why Brin's addition to the team adds a layer of excitement and anticipation to the project. But it's not just Sergey's wonderful brain that's the star of the show. Google's lawyers are keeping a close eye on the whole thing too. Legal evaluation of training data. It's not unconventional for lawyers to be involved in a project as huge as Gemini. Google's the top gun in the business, and legal scrutiny is expected too. But here's the twist. The lawyers at Google are closely evaluating Gemini's training, urging researchers to remove any data that comes from the textbooks. And yeah, that sounds a little weird, but here's why it's happening. Say you finally found a recipe for the perfect chocolate chip cookies, but then someone tells you you can't use the ratio of those ingredients anymore. Basically, the reference you had is now gone, and any secrets that came with it are gone too. Now, the lawyers argued that removing the research treads very close to ethical considerations in AI training. While developing groundbreaking technology is important, navigating the legal landscape is also something to consider. The move by Google's lawyers is a wake-up call to the industry to set precedents for how AI models should be trained, and that legal compliance shouldn't just be an afterthought. It's integral to the whole development process, and intellectual property and copyright shouldn't be overlooked. Plus, by removing crucial textbook data, there's a layer of mystery surrounding Gemini, making it even more intriguing than ever. It's almost like the program's a puzzle waiting to be solved, and the tech world is eagerly waiting for the big reveal. Google's expansion into various writing styles. Just like how Google has generated enterprise-based products, with its new AI program, the tech giant wants to give Inflection PI a run for its money. Google's already pushing for Genesis with the executives at the Times, for a software for journalists that can generate news articles, rewrite them, and suggest headlines to help journos out with their work. Similarly, now it's working on tech that not only can draft critiques, but Gemini will also be able to generate quizzes and word and number puzzles, like your own personal writer. Google's DeepMind's role. Back in April 2023, together with the creators of AlphaGo, Google brought together its deep learning AI unit, called Google Brain, and AlphaGo's DeepMind together to create Google DeepMind, which is exactly where Gemini is being developed. The rationale behind the product is simple. Google wants to make sure that its products like Google Docs and Google Slides are able to push to the top and remain as resource-friendly as possible. Google will be able to produce graphics using text descriptions and even control software using voice command. Now, aside from being a tool that can enhance productivity, Google's DeepMind is exploring the world of AI beyond mere computation. They're not just creating a smarter writer AI, they're redefining the technology as we speak. And that's exactly why, aside from creating a personalized pocket writer, Gemini will also be able to design the next generation of semiconductors using AI. So, you see how Gemini is an everything model, not just because it's a genius mathematician or a creative writer, but it's also an innovative engineer, all incorporated into one system. Now, aside from the Gemini saga that has the world at the edge of its seats, there are plenty of other developments in AI that have taken the world by storm. 100x GPT-4. Mustafa Suleyman has just made an interesting revelation that's caught everyone's attention. In an interview with Barron's, Suleyman was asked about the kind of innovations he expected to see in large language models over the years, and his response shocked just about everybody. He claimed that he and his team are about to train models that are 10 times larger than GPT-4, and after that, they're going to move on to training models that are 100 times larger than GPT-4. For Mufasa, this is what the future, or the next 18 months, looks like, and there's no doubt that everyone is excited about it. AI video upgrades. The last update on this video is about the AI video upgrades, courtesy of Runaway Gen 2. And when you see this clip of Barbie Oppenheimer, you'll know exactly why Andrej Karpathy called it filmmaking 2.0. Speech transcription and generation. In order to enhance accessibility across social media platforms, there's a new tool available at less than $100 for deaf people that allows real-time speech transcription. This means if there's a person online who's gone live from their channel, whatever they say gets transcripted in real time and is displayed on screen so that it's easier for the deaf community to interact with the OP. Not only that, but adding to this fascinating technology, 11 Labs has also expanded their voice AI to multiple acceptance cases, using templates from cartoons, video games, audiobooks, and even ASMR to develop long-form synthetic speech in just about any format you want. Universal jailbreaks. Aside from breakthroughs to ensure accessibility, there has been another breakthrough in AI security, and that's universal jailbreaks for large LLMs. According to the published research, traditional jailbreaks are different from this newer version because the new ones are built in an automated fashion. This means an unlimited number of attacks can be built to target open source models, but it was found later that since some strings transfer too many closed sources, publicly available chatbots like ChatGPT, Bard, and Claude are at risk too. However, Inflection AI's Mufasa Suleyman doesn't seem too bothered by the jailbreaks and has guaranteed that his AI is not vulnerable to any of the attacks. He provided many examples on Twitter as proof, and for sure, it's one of the tougher models to jailbreak. Watch these videos as well.
So today, I've got something that's just going to blow your mind. Google is gearing up to completely revolutionize the industry with this new AI they've been working on. And it goes by the name of Gemini. It's seriously next-level stuff, rivaling ChatGPT and mighty GPT-4 in terms of understanding and generating natural language. Trust me, you're not going to want to miss out on this one, so make sure you stick around till the end of the video. Now, what's Gemini all about? Well, this is Google's latest project in the world of large language models. The full form is Generalized Multimodal Intelligence Network, and it's basically this mega-powerful AI system that can handle multiple types of data and tasks all at once. We're talking text, images, audio, video, even 3D models and graphs. And the tasks like question answering, summarization, translation, captioning, sentiment analysis, and so on. But here's the deal. Gemini isn't just one single model. It's an entire network of models, all working together to deliver the best results possible. Alright, now how Gemini works? So basically, Gemini uses a brand new architecture that merges two main components: a multimodal encoder and a multimodal decoder. The encoder's job is to convert different types of data into a common language that the decoder can understand. Then the decoder takes over, generating outputs in different modalities based on the encoded inputs and the task at hand. Say, for instance, the input is an image, and the task is to generate a caption. The encoder would turn the image into a vector that captures all its features and meaning, and the decoder would then generate a text output that describes the image. Now, what sets Gemini apart and makes it special is that Gemini has several advantages when compared to other large language models, like GPT-4. First off, it is just more adaptable. It can handle any type of data and task without needing specialized models or any sort of fine-tuning. Plus, it can learn from any domain and data set without being boxed in by predefined categories or labels. So compared to other models that are trained on specific domains or tasks, Gemini can tackle new and unseen scenarios much more efficiently. Then, there's the fact that Gemini is just more efficient in general. It uses fewer computational resources and memory than other models that need to deal with multiple modalities separately. Also, it uses a distributed training strategy, which means it can make the most out of multiple devices and servers to speed up the learning process. And honestly, the best part is that Gemini can scale up to larger datasets and models without compromising its performance or quality, which is pretty impressive if you ask me. If we talk about size and complexity, one of the most common things people look at to measure a large language model is its parameter count, right? So, basically, parameters are numerical variables that serve as the learned knowledge of the model, enabling it to make predictions and generate text based on the input it receives. Generally speaking, more parameters means more potential for learning and generating diverse and accurate outputs. But having more parameters also means you need more computational resources and memory to train and use the model. Now, GPT-4 has 1 trillion parameters, which is about 6 times bigger than GPT 3.5, with its 175 billion parameters. That makes GPT-4 one of the biggest language models ever made. For Gemini, Google has said that it comes in 4 sizes: gecko, otter, bison, and unicorn. They haven't given us the exact parameter count for each size, but based on some hints, we can guess that unicorn is the largest and probably similar to GPT-4 in terms of parameters, maybe a bit less. Oh, and by the way, I gotta mention this before I show you few examples of what it can do. I must say that Gemini is more interactive and creative than other LLMs. It can churn out outputs in different modalities based on what the user prefers, and it can even generate novel and diverse outputs that aren't bound by existing data or templates. For example, Gemini could whip up original images or videos based on text descriptions or sketches. It could also create stories or poems based on images or audio clips. Now let's talk about how does it not exactly outsmart, but perform tasks that are more varied and longer than GPT-4. Alright, let me give you a few examples. One thing Gemini can do is multimodal question answering. This is when you ask a question that involves multiple types of data, like text and images. For instance, you might ask, "Who is the author of this book?" while showing an image of a book cover. Or perhaps, "What is the name of this animal?" while showing an image of some creature. Gemini can answer these questions by combining its skills in understanding both text and visuals. Another cool thing it can do is multimodal summarization. Imagine you've got a piece of information that's made up of different types of data, like text and audio. For example, you might want to summarize a podcast episode or a news article by generating a short text summary or an audio summary. Gemini can do all that by putting together its skills in textual and auditory comprehension. A third thing is multimodal translation. This is when you need to translate a piece of information that involves multiple types of data, like text and video. Suppose you have a video lecture or a movie trailer that you need to generate subtitles for or dub in another language. Gemini can pull that off by combining its skills in textual and visual translation. And then there's multimodal generation. This is when you want to generate a piece of information that involves multiple types of data, like text and images. For example, you might want to generate an image based on a text description or a sketch, or maybe you want to generate a text based on an image or a video clip. Again, Gemini can do this by combining its skills in textual and visual generation. But to me, honestly, the most impressive thing that Gemini can perform is multimodal reasoning, which basically means it can combine information from different data types and tasks to make assumptions. For example, let's say you show it a clip from a movie. And using the multimodal reasoning, Gemini can now answer complex questions like, "What is the main theme of this movie?" by synthesizing information from multiple modalities. So, it allows Gemini to notice patterns that happen again and again, understand how characters interact with each other, and find hidden messages or meanings in a movie. By doing all of this, Gemini can give you a complete understanding of what the movie is really about and what its main idea or message is. And honestly, I'm seriously blown away by that. So, these are just a couple of things Gemini can do. There's a ton more potential here that I just can't cover in this video. But I hope you're starting to see just how incredibly powerful and versatile this technology really is. So where does this leave us in terms of the future of AI? Well, it's pretty obvious to me that Google is likely going to give GPT-4 and maybe even GPT-5 a real challenge in the coming years with this multimodal approach. This also means we're likely to see more applications and services that use Gemini's capabilities to provide better user experiences and solutions. For instance, we could see more personalized assistants that can understand and respond to us in different modalities, or maybe more creative tools that can help us generate new content or ideas in different modalities. Alright guys, those are my thoughts on Google's Gemini. And just to be clear, I'm not some crazy fan of Google or anything. I'm just sharing my opinions based on the research, reading, and observations I've made. I hope this video has been informative and you've picked up something new today. If you did, I'd appreciate it if you could give it a thumbs up and remember to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching, and catch you in the next video.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Google I/O. As an AI-first company, we are at an exciting inflection point. Let me start with a few examples of how generative AI is helping to evolve our products. Let's say you got this email that your flight was canceled. The airline has sent a voucher, but what you really want is a full refund. You could reply and use Help Me Write. Just type in the prompt of what you want, an email to ask for a full refund, hit create, and a full draft appears. As you can see, it conveniently pulled in flight details from the previous email, and it looks pretty close to what you want to send. Maybe you want to refine it further. In this case, a more elaborate email might increase the chances of getting the refund. And there you go. I think it's ready to send. Help Me Write will start rolling out as part of our workspace updates. The next example is maps. Imagine if you could see your whole trip in advance. With immersive view for routes, now you can, whether you're walking, cycling, or driving. Let me show you what I mean. Say I'm in New York City and I want to go on a bike ride. Maps has given me a couple of options close to where I am. I like the one on the waterfront, so let's go with that. Looks scenic. And I want to get a feel for it first. Click on immersive view for routes, and it's an entirely new way to look at my journey. I can zoom in to get an incredible bird's eye view of the ride. And as we turn, we get onto a great bike path. And if I want to check traffic and weather and see how they might change over the next few hours, I can do that. Looks like it's going to pour later, so maybe I want to get going now. Immersive view for routes will begin to roll out over the summer and launch in 15 cities by the end of the year. Another product made better by AI is Google Photos. Every month, 1.7 billion images are edited in Google Photos. AI advancements give us more powerful ways to do this. Let's have a look. This is a great photo, but as a parent, you always want your kid at the center of it all. And it looks like the balloons got cut off in this one, so you can go ahead and reposition the birthday boy. Magic Editor automatically recreates parts of the bench and balloons that were not captured in the original shot. As a finishing touch, you can punch up the sky. It changes the lighting in the rest of the photo so the edit feels consistent. It's truly magical. We are excited to roll out Magic Editor in Google Photos later this year. Our ability to make AI helpful for everyone relies on continuously advancing our foundation models. So I want to take a moment to share how we are approaching them. Today, we are ready to announce our latest PaLM model in production, PaLM 2. PaLM 2 builds on our fundamental research in our latest infrastructure. It's highly capable at a wide range of tasks and easy to deploy. We are announcing over 25 products and features powered by PaLM 2 today. PaLM 2 models deliver excellent foundational capabilities across a wide range of sizes. We've affectionately named them Gecko, Otter, Bison, and Unicorn. Gecko is so lightweight that it can work on mobile devices, fast enough for great interactive applications on device, even when offline. PaLM 2 models are stronger in logic and reasoning, thanks to broad training on scientific and mathematical topics. It's also trained on multilingual text, spanning over 100 languages, so it understands and generates nuanced results. While PaLM 2 is highly capable, it really shines when fine-tuned on domain-specific knowledge. We recently released SecPaLM, a version of PaLM 2 fine-tuned for security use cases. It uses AI to better detect malicious scripts and can help security experts understand and resolve threats. Another example is MedPaLM 2. In this case, it's fine-tuned on medical knowledge. This fine-tuning achieved a 9x reduction in inaccurate reasoning when compared to the model, approaching the performance of clinician experts who answer the same set of questions. In fact, MedPaLM 2 was the first language model to perform at expert level on medical licensing exam-style questions and is currently the state-of-the-art. We are also working to add capabilities to MedPaLM 2 so that it can synthesize information from medical imaging, like plain films and mammograms. You can imagine an AI collaborator that helps radiologists interpret images and communicate the results. PaLM 2 is the latest step in our decade-long journey to bring AI in responsible ways to billions of people. It builds on progress made by two world-class teams, the Brain team and DeepMind. We recently brought these two teams together into a single unit, Google DeepMind. Using the computational resources of Google, they have focused on building more capable systems safely and responsibly. This includes our next-generation foundation model, Gemini, which is still in training. Gemini was created from the ground up to be multimodal, highly efficient at tool and API integrations, and built to enable future innovations like memory and planning. While still early, we are already seeing impressive multimodal capabilities not seen in prior models. Once fine-tuned and rigorously tested for safety, Gemini will be available at various sizes and capabilities, just like PaLM 2. As we invest in more advanced models, we are also deeply investing in AI responsibility. This includes having the tools to identify synthetically generated content whenever you encounter it. If you look at the synthetic image, it's impressive how real it looks, so you can imagine how important this is going to be in the future. Metadata allows content creators to associate additional context with original files, giving you more information whenever you encounter an image. We'll ensure every one of our AI-generated images has that metadata. As models get better and more capable, one of the most exciting opportunities is making them available for people to engage with directly. That's the opportunity we have with Bard.
Large language models have captured the world's imagination, changing how we think about the future of computing. We launched Bard as a limited access experiment on a lightweight large language model to get feedback and iterate. And since then, the team has been working hard to make rapid improvements and launch them quickly. With PaLM 2, Bard's math, logic, and reasoning skills made a huge leap forward, underpinning its ability to help developers with programming. Bard can now collaborate on tasks like code generation, debugging, and explaining code snippets. Bard has already learned more than 20 programming languages, including C++, Go, JavaScript, Python, Kotlin, and even Google Sheets functions. Now, Bard can also help me understand the code. Could you tell me what chess.board does in this code? Now, this is a super helpful explanation of what it's doing and makes things more clear. All right, let's see if we can make this code a little better. How would I improve this code? OK, let's see. There's a list comprehension, creating a function, and using a generator. Those are some great suggestions. Now, could you join them into one single Python code block? OK, now Bard is rebuilding the code with these improvements. OK, great. How easy was that? We've also heard that you want dark theme, so starting today, you can activate it right in Bard or let it follow your OS settings. In the next few weeks, Bard will become more visual, both in its responses and your prompts. So if you ask, what are some must-see sites in New Orleans? Bard's going to use Google Search and the Knowledge Graph to find the most relevant images. The French Quarter, the Garden District, these images are really giving me a much better sense of what I'm exploring. We'll also make it easy for you to prompt Bard with images, giving you even more ways to explore and create. Imagine I'm 18 and I need to apply to college. I won't date myself with how long it's been, but it's still an overwhelming process. So I'm thinking about colleges, but I'm not sure what I want to focus on. I'm into video games, and what kinds of programs might be interesting? OK, this is a helpful head start. Animation looks pretty interesting. Now I could ask, help me find colleges with animation programs in Pennsylvania. OK, great. That's a good list of schools. Now to see where these are, I might now say, show these on a map. Here, Bard's going to use Google Maps to visualize where the schools are. This is super helpful, and it's exciting to see that there's plenty of options not too far from home. Now let's start organizing things a bit. Show these options as a table. Nice. Structured and organized, but there's more I want to know. Add a column showing whether they're public or private schools. Perfect. This is a great start to build on. And now let's move this to Google Sheets so my family can jump in later to help me with my search. You can see how easy it will be to get a jump start in Bard and quickly have something useful to move over to apps like Docs or Sheets to build on with others. OK, now that's a taste of what's possible when Bard meets some of Google's apps. But that's just the start. Bard will be able to tap into all kinds of services from across the web, with extensions from incredible partners like Instacart, Indeed, Khan Academy, and many more. We are removing the waitlist and opening up Bard to over 180 countries and territories. Bard is also becoming available in more languages. Beyond English, starting today, you'll be able to talk to Bard in Japanese and Korean. And we're pleased to share that we're on track to support 40 languages soon. And now, to hear more about how large language models are enabling next-generation productivity features right in Workspace, I'll hand it over to Aparna.
From the very beginning, Workspace was built to allow you to collaborate in real time with other people. Now, you can collaborate in real time with AI. AI can act as a coach, a thought partner, a source of inspiration, as well as a productivity booster across all of the apps of Workspace. Our first steps with AI as a collaborator were via the Help Me Write feature in Gmail and Docs, which launched to trusted testers in March. One of our most popular use cases is the trusty job description. Every business, big or small, needs to hire people. A good job description can make all the difference. Here's how Docs has been helping. Say you run a fashion boutique and need to hire a textile designer. To get started, you enter just a few words as a prompt. Senior level job description for textile designer. Docs will take that prompt, send it to our PaLM 2-based model, and let's see what I got back. Not bad. With just 7 words, the model came back with a good starting point written out really nicely for me. Now you can take that and customize it for the kind of experience, education, and skill set that this role needs, saving you a ton of time and effort. Next, let me show you how you can get more organized with Sheets. Imagine you run a dog walking business and need to keep track of things like your clients, logistics about the dogs, like what time they need to be walked, for how long, etc. Sheets can help you get organized. In a new sheet, simply type something like client and pet roster for a dog walking business with rates and hit create. Sheets sends this input to a fine-tuned model that we've been training with all sorts of Sheet-specific use cases. Look at that. The model figured out what you might need. The generated table has things like the dog's name, client info, notes, etc. This is a good start for you to tinker with. Sheets made it easy for you to get started, so you can go back to doing what you love. Prompts are a powerful way of collaborating with AI. The right prompt can unlock far more from these models. What if AI could proactively offer you prompts? Even better, what if these prompts were actually contextual and changed based on what you're working on? My niece Neera and I are working on a spooky story together for summer camp. We've already written a few paragraphs, but now we're stuck. Let's get some help. As you can see, we launched a side panel, something the team fondly calls Sidekick. Sidekick instantly reads and processes the document and offers some really neat suggestions, along with an open prompt dialogue. If we look closely, we can see some of the suggestions, like what happened to the golden seashell? What are common mystery plot twists? Let's try the seashell option and see what it comes back with. Now, what's happening behind the scenes is that we've provided the entire document as context to the model, along with the suggested prompt, and let's see what we got back. The golden seashell was eaten by a giant squid that lives in the cove. This is a good start. Let's insert these as notes so that we can continue our little project. And this is exactly what AI can help with. I see a new suggestion on there for generating images. Let's see what this does. The story has a village, a golden seashell, and other details. And instead of having to type all of that out, the model picks up these details from the document and generates images. Say you're about to give an important presentation, and you've been so focused on the content that you forgot to prepare speaker notes. The presentation is in an hour. Uh-oh. No need to panic. Look at what one of the suggestions is. Create speaker notes for each slide. What happened behind the scenes here is that the presentation and other relevant context was sent to the model to help create these notes. And once you've reviewed them, you can hit insert and edit the notes to convey what you intended. So you can now deliver the presentation without worrying about the notes.
Next up, we're going to talk about search. To give you a sense of how we are bringing generative AI in search, I'm going to invite Kathy onto the stage.
Let's start with a search for what's better for a family with kids under 3 and a dog, Bryce Canyon or Arches. Now, although this is the question that you have, you probably wouldn't ask it in this way today. You'd break it down into smaller ones, sift through the information, and then piece things together yourself. Now, search does the heavy lifting for you. What you see here looks pretty different, so let me first give you a quick tour. You'll notice a new integrated search results page, so you can get even more out of a single search. There's an AI-powered snapshot that quickly gives you the lay of the land on a topic. And so here you can see that while both parks are kid-friendly, only Bryce Canyon has more options for your furry friend. Then, if you want to dig deeper, there are links included in the snapshot. You can also click to expand your view, and you'll see how the information is corroborated, so you can check out more details and really explore the richness of the topic. This new experience builds on Google's ranking and safety systems that we've been fine-tuning for decades. These new generative AI capabilities will make search smarter and searching simpler. Let's say you're searching for a good bike for a 5-mile commute with hills. This can be a big purchase, so you want to do your research. In the AI-powered snapshot, you'll see important considerations like motor and battery for taking on those hills, and suspension for a comfortable ride. Right below that, you'll see products that fit the bill, each with images, reviews, helpful descriptions, and current pricing. This is built on Google's Shopping Graph, the world's most comprehensive data set of constantly changing products, sellers, brands, reviews, and inventory out there with over 35 billion listings. In fact, there are 1.8 billion live updates to our Shopping Graph every hour. And for commercial queries like this, we also know that ads can be especially helpful to connect people with useful information and help businesses get discovered online. They're here, clearly labeled, and we're exploring different ways to integrate them as we roll out new experiences in search. And now that you've done some research, you might want to explore more. So right under the snapshot, you'll see the option to ask a follow-up question or select a suggested next step. Tapping any of these options will bring you into our brand new conversational mode.
Sergey Brin, one of the guys who started Google, has been visiting Google's office a lot lately to help with their AI projects, even though he stepped back from his big roles in the company a few years ago. The main thing he's excited about now is an AI project named Gemini, which is Google's answer to other big AI projects out there. In this video, I'll talk about why Sergey Brin is returning and why it matters to Google. We'll also dive into his plans for AI. Keep watching until the end to understand everything. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you stay informed about AI updates. Alright, so Sergey Brin is one of the co-founders of Google, along with Larry Page. He is also one of the co-founders of Alphabet, Google's parent company that oversees various businesses such as YouTube, Waymo, Verily, Calico, and more. Brin and Page are widely regarded as visionaries and pioneers in the tech industry. They have shaped the internet as we know it today with their innovations in search, advertising, cloud computing, mobile devices, and more. However, in 2019, Brin and Page announced that they were stepping down from their executive roles at Alphabet and Google. They said they would remain as board members and shareholders, but would focus on their personal interests and philanthropy. Many people thought that this was the end of their involvement in Google's affairs. But they were wrong. According to recent reports from the Wall Street Journal, Brin has been frequently visiting Google's Mountain View headquarters in recent months to help with its AI efforts. He is reportedly deeply involved in planning an AI strategy for Google and working with researchers on technical matters, such as measuring the performance of AI models. But his primary interest is Gemini, the highly anticipated AI model from Google DeepMind, which is expected to outshine ChatGPT The co-founder, who is now an Alphabet board member, is spending a lot of time with researchers working on Gemini. Gemini is still in training and is expected to be available later this year. So why is Brin's involvement in Google's AI endeavors so crucial? Well, there are several reasons. He's always loved AI, having a strong background in computer science and math. He even once mentioned that AI was his main reason for starting Google. Brin has made impactful decisions for Google, like buying YouTube in 2006 and forming Alphabet in 2015. He also supported Google X, which focuses on big ideas like self-driving cars and smart lenses. He's hands-on at Google, guiding AI research, hiring decisions, and leading weekly AI talks. Sources like the Wall Street Journal say he's played key roles in recruiting top AI experts to the company. Having Brin involved shows Google's commitment to AI, especially when facing challenges in retaining AI talent or addressing AI ethical concerns. Google is emphasizing the importance of AI to its future and its dedication to the AI community. Now, Gemini is an AI model developed by Google DeepMind, a part of Alphabet that focuses on artificial intelligence research. They're famous for AI projects like AlphaGo, which beat a human expert in the game of Go, AlphaFold, which predicts protein shapes accurately, and AlphaZero, which can learn games without prior knowledge. It aims to match ChatGPT in producing diverse, high-quality text. But unlike ChatGPT, Gemini is built from the ground up and is multimodal, meaning it can process different data types like text, images, and audio. It also easily integrates with various software tools and APIs. Plus, it's designed for future growth, with abilities like recalling past info and envisioning future situations. Gemini holds big promise for Google. It could enhance Google's search engine and voice assistant, making them smarter. It might also upgrade Google's chatbot, Bard, which was introduced to compete with ChatGPT. Bard can chat with people, answer queries, write code, make music, and more. Beyond that, Gemini offers new creative outlets for users, from writing stories and songs to teaching subjects and languages. It might even introduce fresh entertainment options like games and jokes. But creating Gemini is not an easy task. In fact, Google faces many challenges and competition in the field of AI and large language models. One challenge is the sheer scale and complexity of training Gemini. Because as you can imagine, training a large language model requires massive amounts of data, computing power, time, and money. For example, according to some sources, ChatGPT was trained on 570 gigabytes of text data from the internet, which is equivalent to about 570,000 copies of War and Peace, and it cost about $12 million to train, which is more than the budget of some Hollywood movies. But ChatGPT is not the only competitor that Google has to worry about. Recently, Meta, which was once called Facebook, launched a new language model called Llama 2, and they did this with Microsoft. Llama 2 helps people and businesses create tools using AI. The good news is that Llama 2 is open source, so mostly anyone can use it without paying. But there's a catch. Really big companies have to get special permission from Meta to use it. Now, Llama 2 isn't just competing with Gemini, it's also up against ChatGPT. It has some cool things that make it stand out, like it's multimodal, which means it can work with text, pictures, sound, and videos. Plus, it can do its job using fewer resources. For example, a version of Llama 2 called Llama 270B uses 70 billion parameters and can produce text as good as GPT-4, which uses 175 billion parameters. But what about Gemini compared to Llama 2? We're not totally sure yet because Gemini is still learning and hasn't been shared with everyone. However, Google says Gemini will be even better than Llama 2 in some ways. For example, it'll be super smart like AlphaZero, learning new things on its own. Also, Gemini will have more tricks up its sleeve, doing more than just writing text. It can create code, make music, and even draw pictures. So Google's AI strategy is to leverage its strengths and assets in AI research, engineering, and infrastructure to create products and services that can benefit billions of people around the world. They have been investing heavily in AI for years and built a reputation as one of the leading AI companies in the world. Google has some of the best AI talent, resources, and capabilities in the industry, and it has been producing groundbreaking AI research and innovations that have shaped the field of AI and beyond. Their AI strategy is led by Sundar Pichai, who is the CEO of both Google and Alphabet. Pichai is a strong advocate and supporter of AI and he has a vision of making Google an AI-first company, meaning that AI is at the core of everything that Google does. Pichai is also a believer in the potential of large language models and generative AI, and he has been instrumental in driving Google's efforts in this area. He was the one who issued a code red after the launch of ChatGPT, which prompted Google to accelerate its development of Gemini and other large language models. Google's AI strategy is also influenced by Demis Hassabis, who is the co-founder and CEO of Google DeepMind. Hassabis is a genius and a visionary in the field of AI, and he has been leading DeepMind to create some of the most advanced and impactful AI systems in the world, such as AlphaGo, AlphaFold, and AlphaZero, and also the leader of Gemini. To sum it all up, Sergey Brin is diving back into Google's AI efforts, especially with the exciting new Gemini model. Google faces stiff competition, but with their history and talent, they're pushing the boundaries of what AI can do. If you found this information valuable, please give the video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more updates. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.